Mingus Marauder Football is on the air. The 2023 Mingus Marauders are proudly sponsored by Jones Ford Verde Valley, Arizona's best since 1970. State Farm Insurance Agent Jennifer Griffin. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs. Rock Zoo Screen Printing, where clothing comes to rock. Longfellow Excavating, we dig your ideas. Northern Arizona Healthcare Orthopedic and Spine Institutes. Mingus Marauder Football is also brought to you by these fine businesses. Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros. More miles for your money. Larry Green Chevrolet, the People Place. All Price Insurance. Call 634-2311 to get your quote. Gettles High Desert Mechanical, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Don't settle, get Gettles. Tiffany Construction, a reputation for exceptional service and an unwavering commitment to quality. D-Best Plumbing, they believe in getting it right the first time. Sun Country Custom Woodworks, serving all of Northern Arizona with commercial and residential custom cabinets. And Yavapai College, you can, we can, together. And now, here's the voice of your Mingus Marauders, Jackie Bessler.
Well, welcome one and all here to, Sholo, Lakeside, in the White Mountains. Jackie Bessler, Nick Yatsinko. We have made the long drive with the crew out here so that we can bring you Mingus Marauder Football. This is a 3A school with Blue Ridge, but the weather here is going to be absolutely gorgeous here tonight. Nick, couldn't ask for better football weather.
Yeah, we should be at about 70 degrees for kickoff, which is awesome football weather. And hey, just because it's a 3A school, Jackie, Blue Ridge always brings the heat, so tonight's going to be a battle.
It is always a battle. This is one disciplined program, and we're going to talk about their coach who knows something about winning state titles. In fact, how about 3 of them? Yeah, no doubts about that. We're going to take our quick break here from the home of the Yellow Jackets here at Blue Ridge High School in Lakeside, Arizona. We'll return for more of the pregame show after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare over 150 different insurance companies for home, auto, commercial, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance in Cottonwood.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services throughout Yavapai County and Flagstaff. Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at goettlshdm.com. Providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get Gettle's and go Marauders.
And back here at Blue Ridge High School, Jackie Bessler and Nick Yatsinko along with you. And we are up on top of the press box getting ready for the Mingus Marauders and the Yellow Jackets here for game number 3 for the Mingus Marauders. So far the Mingus Marauders 0-2, losing to Mesquite, and then last week to Estrella Foothills. Both of those teams are 1-1. Mesquite lost 34-12 to Micah Mountain, and they will be on to East Mark here tonight. That'll be a tough game for them. Estrella Foothills at 1-1. Beat Mingus last game 16-0. They'll be on to Arizona College Prep. Blue Ridge is 3-0 on the season, and I know you're going to talk about that, and I'm going to leave that to you. But Copper Canyon, next week's opponent, is 0-2. They lost to Paulston Butte 53-0. Deer Valley has Greenway here tonight, but they got their first win 28-8 over Swarita last week. Flagstaff goes to 0-2. They'll have 3A Winslow here tonight. They lost to a Nevada team, Somerset Academy, 47-6. Bradshaw lost. They went 1-1. A big win over Snowflake, and then they lose to CDO. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Holy cow. That is a huge loss, 42-7. In fact, it may have been continuous clock at one particular point. That's not something we expected for Bradshaw this year at all. Coconino is 1-0. They had a bye week last week. They've got Payson tonight. Lee Williams is 2-0. A big win over Sierra Linda by a score of 34-7. Their 2 wins are over Sierra Linda and Lake Havasu. Those are 2 good wins for Lee Williams this year. They've got Wickenburg coming up tonight, and then Prescott 1-1. They lost 50-30 to Thunderbird, the Chiefs out there. So those Chiefs win, but the Pro Chiefs lose to 21-20 last night to start the NFL. They've got Northwest Christian here tonight, but here our opponent, the Yellow Jackets, 3-0 on the season. A pretty good start for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, seriously, and they're always just a formidable opponent, Jackie. And this year, so far, they are off to a 3-0 start, playing Monument Valley. They won that game 60-12. They played St. John's at home. The next game, they won 38-14, and that's a little bit more of a battle there. And then they were at Window Rock, big win there, 58-0. So Blue Ridge coming off a shutout. The most points they've let up so far is just 2 touchdowns. So defensively, they look pretty stout already, and offensively, they're putting up some big points so far.
Certainly so, and they will be starting a sophomore quarterback who started as a freshman last year, so just getting into stride here. In fact, there's a lot of underclassmen. This team is set, the program is set to grow and continue as a dominant program for quite some time. And I think, speaking of which, we're going to go back to the last meeting between these two teams. It goes back to 2011. Blue Ridge beats the Mingus Marauders at that time 28-7, and interesting enough, that was the same year that Blue Ridge goes on to win the 4A2 state title, correct?
Yeah, and that was they blew out their opponents that season, and Marauders losing 28-7, it was still a good game. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it was one of Blue Ridge's closer games all season when they won it. They had Chance Cox. Chance Cox went on to play some ASU football in 2011, so Blue Ridge always packs the house with athletes, and yeah, no difference tonight. That sophomore quarterback you mentioned stands at 6'3". So Jackie, already prodigy, right? I mean, really.
No, there are definitely some teams that come out of the White Mountains that have gone on to play professional leagues and at least collegiate leagues. But in 2011, it was Luke Simmons who was the quarterback for the Mingus Marauders, and rushing for our old-time Mingus Marauder fans listening out there, Carlos Abrigo, as well as Zach Bellatier. Tyler Herndon was a junior that year, as well as Josh Longfellow, who sponsors our halftime report, Longfellow Excavating. In fact, Longfellow had 56 yards on 11 carries during the course of that game. Almost the entire game was on the ground, as Blue Ridge put up 338 yards on the ground, averaging 9.66 yards per carry. That's a little hard to stop.
Yeah, it was just a running battle last time. Both teams didn't, they might have passed it 30 yards, both Mingus and Blue Ridge last time. So it was a totally on the ground battle.
But during that particular game, the Mingus Marauders took Chance Cox out of the game, held him to just 41 yards on the game. So that was Mingus saying, you may beat us, but not with this player.
Exactly. And that was key to zone in on him and make sure, again, that was a great college athlete who went on to play some years with ASU. So kudos to the Marauders back then, and hope we cooked up some kind of game plan like that tonight.
Well, certainly so. It's going to be a good one here in Lakeside, Pine Top Lakeside. How about that? About 4-hour drive or so to get here with the crew. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to look at some of the 2023 stats for both teams when we return to Blue Ridge High School after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare over 150 different insurance companies for home, auto, commercial, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance in Cottonwood.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at ROKZooTees.com. Roxu Screen Printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
Competition. And back here at Lakeside Blue Ridge, home of the Yellow Jackets. Jackie Bessler along with you. Nick Yatsinko is off to my side as we take a look at some of the 2023 stats. Let's look at the home team, the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets here today. Now, Luke Berlin is 21 of 39, 507 yards, but the most important thing, Nick, is he's got 9 touchdowns, no interceptions. Hasn't thrown a single interception here today. On the ground, it's going to be Barton running the ball, number 41. We're going to see a lot of him. 39 carries, 367 yards, averaging 122 yards a game. He's got 2 games over 100 already and averaging 9.4 yards per carry. That's somebody the Mingus Marauders are going to need to try to shut down out here today. McGovern, 19 carries and 120 yards. That's not too bad either. So the squad has got 580 yards on the ground, 507 yards in the air. That's a pretty balanced attack as you go through all of it. As you take a look at some of the leading tacklers for the home squad. Krause has got 14 tackles so far in the game. Tricky 10. Harris has got 21, and leading the team in tackles is going to be Chi. We're going to be calling his name an awful lot out here today. They come in with 8 or 9, I'm not sure, sacks on the season. How about this, though? This is a huge stat. Huge stat. 14 takeaways. They've only turned the ball over with 3 fumbles in 3 games. So that's a turnover ratio of plus 11. Gee, I wonder why you're 3-0.
That's a hard battle to win, and Blue Ridge is doing it well.
Oh, no doubt. So, obviously, their last couple of games, they've been able to put up some yardage, too.
Oh, yeah, they took care of business. They took care of business against Window Rock, 58-0. Jackie, 9 different players scored touchdowns in that game.
Isn't that amazing?
So how about spreading the ball out? Blue Ridge did a great job of that against Window Rock. Held Window Rock to 0 passing yards.
Oh, wow.
So you wonder, is that secondary that good? Does Window Rock just have some opportunities passing the ball? Nonetheless, Blue Ridge seemed to just shut Window Rock down. And then St. John's, they played before that. St. John's is a little bit of a closer game. They won that game 38-14. Luke Berlin in that game completes 10 passes on 18 attempts and ends himself with a 134 quarterback rating.
Holy cow.
So 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. So boy, was he clutch against St. John's.
There's a song.
Almost perfect.
There's a song about that. Isn't it? This the way we do it. Okay, yeah.
Well, where's the speakers? Let's play it. Let's get it going. Because Berlin knows what's up, and as a sophomore, it's doing a great job of ball security. Just some of these stats that we've seen are really impressive for high school quarterbacks, and nonetheless, he's a sophomore.
Yeah,
so that's awesome.
Yeah, no, definitely true. But interesting enough, there is a tradition of winning here, and as you look at Coach Hathcock for the Blue Ridge squad, he's got three state titles under his belt as a player for Paul Morrow, for Coach Morrow here on this very field.
Really incredible to deep dive on the drive here. Obviously, we got a little bit of a chance to look at and research, and that history is so rich here at Blue Ridge. There's so many names we can go over, and Jeremy Hathorn is what a hometown hero. He's here coaching the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
And, so far doing a great job. He was down in Mesa coaching before this, and in the 90s, Jackie, he won 3 state titles with the Yellow Jackets, and I saw a statistic that he did it with a torn ACL.
No kidding.
So how about that for teaching your kids just gutless and ruthlessness, and you get out there and play, give it your all. So obviously Yellow Jackets are coming to play. Always a tough program, and it's awesome to see the coaches go on to play college and even in the pros, and then come back to their hometowns and coach their football.
Yeah, no, certainly a lot of fun. As we take a look at the Mingus Marauders statistically this year, we have got Rains Stokes, who is 10 for 19, 133 yards on the season. He's got 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, as he's trying to still find his way into the offense for the Mingus Marauders. You've got Grijalva, who is leading the Marauders on the ground, as he's got 48 yards on 12 carries. Bruland has 18 carries for 34 yards for the Mingus Marauders, averaging just barely under 2 yards per carry for the Marauders. Now, the key to the receiving game has been Camacho, who has got 8 receptions for 95 yards, averaging 12 yards a catch, and has a touchdown, the only offensive touchdown for the Mingus Marauders this year. And he did not make the trip.
Yeah, and that's going to be a really tough loss. Hopefully he's back here really quick.
Hopefully.
Not so too much of an injury.
A groin pull, a groin injury is keeping him out of this particular game. So that is going to be a huge loss for the Mingus Marauders offensively and defensively. So Jose Felix is going to have to step up and play that X position offensively, and then defensively at the cornerback position is where he'll probably start. We'll see who's going to do the punting. It might be Stokes. He did really good on the quick kicks last game against Australia Foothills. Kickoffs could be Stokes, could be Hernandez. It could be a lot of people that will do the kickoff duty. So we'll just have to wait and see how the Mingus Marauders do that. They've lost 4 fumbles so far this year. As we take a look at some of the leading tacklers for the Mingus Marauders, well, some of the names that you're going to expect, like Latham and Calandra as linebackers, but Bowers is up there among the leaders as well from a defensive end position, and he's one of the fastest defensive ends around. The Mingus Marauders come in with 5 sacks on the season as well, so certainly able to get it done in that category. Defensively, they don't have an interception yet, but 3 takeaways, 6 turnovers so far this year, and that's going to be a stat that the Mingus Marauders are going to have to kind of fix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And
way down the field, you welcome the Yellow Jackets as they come out.
How about you were just talking to Noah with the blocks and tackles. How about an underrated player out there playing defense? 2 games ago,
Clay Bowers?
Clay Bowers getting blocked into the sidelines and made a tackle. I thought of immediately Mike Rowe and the Dirty Jobs. Right? That's like what Clay Bowers is, just kind of on that line of scrimmage. Not the biggest guy up there, but man's he getting the work done. And then when you make plays like that, you're going to, of course, be in those tackle statistics. So great for him.
And that's what great Mingus Marauders teams are built with players with oversized hearts. And I mean that metaphorically, not medically, but certainly so. And that's what we're looking for. Now, last game against Australia Foothills, it didn't go Mingus's way, but it sure started like it was going to.
Yeah, and a few times, right? We didn't get any points on the board last game against Australia Foothills, but man, were we close. Right. We got into the red zone a few times, so I'm sure the Marauders went to their game film over the week, and we're starting to kind of look at that a little bit. But yeah, last week against Australia, Australia put up 61 yards in the air. Didn't get any touchdowns through the air on us, but on the ground, got 200 yards against the Marauders. It's not all that much, and it's definitely not a blowout win, but 200 yards will get it done. The Marauders, on the other hand, did not. They struggled a little bit. 70 yards through the air. Now, a lot of that was on a big chunk play to Camacho, and that was a touchdown. That was a wonderful connection from Stokes to Camacho. And then rushing the ball, only 67 yards total for the Marauders. So Marauders got to find their way back to that ground game if they're going to want some success here tonight, especially since that last meetup we were talking about, it was all rushing. So the Marauders are going to have to lean on that tonight and hit it hard.
Well, I'll tell you, Coach Matsubaya said they had a fantastic practice on Monday, and then following through with the tradition, the freshman-sophomore squad on Thursday beat this Lakeside Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets squad at Mingus by a score of 20-0. And as I understand it, there were even some touchdowns that were called back, or really big plays that were called back on penalties. So the score could have been bigger, but nonetheless, this is back-to-back shutouts for future Marauder football, which is awesome. Which is absolutely fantastic. And I think Wadsworth is doing a phenomenal job from the quarterback position at that lower level, and can't wait to see him develop and move forward here. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to meet our officials here for the game. We're going to also talk about our sponsors for the 2023 season, keys to the game, and so much more when we return to Lakeside Blue Ridge after this.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
The right vehicles, the right people, the right price. Make Jones Ford of Verde Valley the right place to buy. Choose from our new in-stock Ford selection or custom order just the way you want it. Buy pre-owned with peace of mind with Jones Ford's lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. Plus, drive a little, save a lot. Jones Ford is your tax advantage destination. So, for the right vehicles at the right price, make the right choice. Jones Ford Verde Valley, family owned and operated for over half a century. Just off I-17 in Camp Verde.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
And back here at Lakeside Blue Ridge, we're ready for the coin toss out here. And the coin toss, of course, is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Jennifer Griffin, and the State Farm Insurance office of Jennifer Griffin, is pleased to be a part of these Mingus Marauder broadcasts. Jennifer Griffin, from State Farm Insurance, has been in the same location for over 35 years. You can stop by and to see for all your insurance and financial needs. That's 545 South Main Street in Conway, directly across from Walgreens. And And I did not get to see the coin toss. What happened there, sir?
So Blue Ridge is going to receive first, Jackie. So we'll get the Marauders kicking off and playing some defense first. And really quick before we get into the kickoff, we got our officials tonight. Greg Chavez, Spence Udall, Bill Murray, not that Bill Murray, and Quinn Ashton and Kyle Marble is our officials tonight.
Well, it may not be that Bill Murray, but it is that Reese's Tire. So Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros is sponsoring our Eye on the Game, and our officials out there. Look for discounts, coupons, and rebates on tires, wheels, and automotive services at Reese'sTire.com. Locally owned, Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros won't be beat. And ride secure with a nationwide warranty on both tires and service, available at 50,000 locations nationwide. We're going to take a quick 30-second break here, and when we come back, we're going to go through some lineups here for the Mingus Marauders when we return right after this.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
High School. We get back here at Blue Ridge High School. Here's the national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there, but above sang us that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
Fantastic job by the choir here for Lakeside Blue Ridge. And I don't know if you noticed out there, number 32 was part of the choir. That'll be Owen Larson, so he'll leave the choir and then go back to the team.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Nice job, Owen.
So, wanted to talk about the Mingus Marauder offense here tonight. So the line for the Mingus Marauders shouldn't be a whole bunch different. We will have Lions starting at center. The guards are going to be Hernandez and Lathan, and the tackles will be Watson and Bowers. Tight end should be Max Leckington for the Mingus Marauders. The X-receiver is going to be Jose Felix, as once again Camacho, an injury, a groin injury, has not made the trip for the Mingus Marauders. Stokes is going to be the quarterback. Grijalva will be the fullback, and Brulin will be the tailback for the Mingus Marauders. We may even see some Senna out there, and we're also going to see who is going to kick off for the Mingus Marauders.
And let the dogfight begin, Jackie. 3A school, it don't matter the division. Blue Ridge is a prominent opponent every season.
Blue Ridge on the left side, the Mingus Marauders in white, going from right to left across your radio dial. 2 men deep for the home squad. And it is going to be Stokes. Stokes is going to kick it off, and it is going to be ground into the ground and picked up by one of the short men right at about the 33-yard line. Picking it up is number 13 out there, and that is going to be Caleb Mink. Normally a cornerback, but playing more of a shortstop out there.
Way to use his hands. It's a safe play to make right there. Just jump on the ball, give your offense a chance.
So the Blue Ridge squad is going to have the ball first. Berlin will bring his squad out, empties the backfield. They go spread formation right to start, and Berlin steps back, has a screen, throws it up underneath, has some blockers, and finally gets hit. How about that? Coming back to make the hit, trying to see a number on that one. Was that Senna? That was Senna.
Yeah, Isaac Senna. Way to sniff that one out. Blue Ridge trying to set up a screen. First play of the game, and it looked good until Senna snuck behind the lineman and said, nope, not getting that one by me.
Well, they got it out there quickly, 6 yards on the pickup and the initial reception. Back we go to a spread formation. Berlin steps back, gets pressured, throws the ball up, and it is almost picked off. And out there, Bruland had 2 hands on it, knocked it down. That'll be a pass defense, but almost picked him off for the first time. Berlin has not thrown an interception this year. That was the closest that he might have been.
Oh, I'm sure it's one of the closer calls, Jackie. And how about Isaiah Latham on that? Was waiting for Bruland to pick it off. He had a lead blocker waiting, too.
3rd and 4, Jackets.
More traditional formation, third down and about 4 as they sit at the 40-yard line. Berlin looks to the sideline to get a call. Overloaded power showing to the left-hand side. Berlin takes the snap, looks to throw, has a man, throws, and it is tipped away, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Great defense out there by Machado on the far side, jumping high to knock that pass away, and not one single rush attempt here in the first series from the Yellow Jackets.
No, and they've already had some success passing in their previous game, so I'm not too surprised by that. But again, nice job by the Marauders defense there. Leckington gets some pressure in the backfield, and then Machado just sticking to his guy, does not let the pass get caught.
Well, Bruland steps back to try to receive the punt. A decent snap. It's a low punt. It's going to take a bounce, and Bruland's going to let it go. It'll bounce just down to the 20. Now, if you're a statistician for Mingus, that is not inside the 20. If you're a statistician for Blue Ridge, that's inside the 20, right?
I like it, yeah, exactly.
It is going to be marked just at the 20, so the nose of the ball is going to be at the 20, so it's kind of like a touchback. But most importantly, Mingus forces a 3 and out, gets the ball, and now gets an opportunity to get something going on their end. One back in the backfield for the Mingus Marauders, and it's going to be a quick throw, and it's behind Leckington, and Leckington blocks the man as the ball goes out of bounds, and they call it incomplete. I'm not sure that wasn't a backward pass, though.
I think they're going to mark that ball way back there, Jackie. That was a fumble. For all you got to pass the ball forward for it to be incomplete, and that was backwards. So they're going to mark them for a big loss.
So that is going to be really interesting. Without a reception, a loss of 8 yards, but no reception on that. Actually, it works out to be a fumble. You are correct.
Yeah, and he was just trying to get out to the flats, but just missed it over the shoulder.
Good job by Leckington to block his man out of bounds. And a run play coming up the middle. Gets out to about the 15-yard line for Grijalva. He picks up 3, and it's going to be 3rd and 15 for the Mingus Marauders.
Yeah, a little bit of a hole here on 3rd down, but obviously the Marauders are going to huddle up. See what they got dialed up for this. I mean, that first play from scrimmage for the Marauders was just, man, it was just behind Leckington's shoulder, and that's where the big loss came into play.
Well, obviously, they were working on something different. They would have had a blocker out in front. Wing formation now for the Mingus Marauders. There's the snap. The quarterback hands it off, actually drops it, and it's going to be a fumble. And it's number 15 coming up with the ball out there for his squad. And that is going to be Rodriguez, and that's going to set up the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, and that was a tough one. Really couldn't even see in there. I mean, it was just right at the line of scrimmage, just the pile of bodies, and Blue Ridge obviously jumping up and down saying they got it. Didn't quite see if that was maybe at the handoff or the snap, but it was right at the line of scrimmage where it was lost. And now, yeah, Blue Ridge with just great field position here.
So that is 2 fumbles in the first series, one of them lost. And there is the snap, first running play as Barton finds his way through the middle and gets hit hard, knocked backward, but down to the goal line. It was 1st and 10 from the 11, and they're going to mark the ball just outside the 1, maybe at the 2.
Yeah, Blue Ridge with the fast-paced offense, they're already up to the line of scrimmage.
And there's the handoff caught from behind. Good defensive play out there by the Mingus Marauders.
Yeah, and that's going to be Eli Calandra. What a beast, getting in there and just wrapping him up, throwing him down, and not letting him get into the end zone.
They give him an official timeout, but they do give him progress, and they may actually measure this one. And both teams are going to go take a little break as they're going to try to figure out and measure this. They're going to bring out the chains and see if they have a first down. So if they do, it might still be, it's a 1-yard run by Barton. Barton gets the first down. It'll be first and goal inside the 1 for the Yellow Jackets out here. 9:15 left to go, first quarter action, no score yet. Both teams have had a possession, second possession for Blue Ridge as they picked up a fumble for them from the Mingus Marauders at the 11-yard line.
That was one of the shortest measurements I've seen.
No kidding, the ball was right there next to the sticks. Out of shotgun is the quarterback. He takes it, he hands it off, and Barton tries to dive through the line. Another good defensive battle out there by the Mingus Marauders. I see Lathan, I see Bowers, and I see a stopped running back. Did not make it. Probably back to the line, and that's about it. Second and goal.
Yeah, and I love the interior of that defensive line for the Marauders. Big Nick Choate out there. You see on your screen, 77. These guys are ready to go. Hernandez is out there. See Jordan, and they're doing a great job of just holding up that Blue Ridge offensive line.
Tight formation now. Quarterback will hand it off. Second back through. Finds a hole and stumbles into the end zone. And with the touchdown out there is going to be Trevor Beals. A 1-yard touchdown run for number 11 out there.
Yeah, and that's just a offensive line push there. Marauders did a good job on 2 of the plays, and then Blue Ridge got the better on that one, and they did not have far to go. I mean, that was just a yard and a half to the end zone, and Blue Ridge able to find pay dirt first here.
Well, you can't put yourself in that kind of a hole.
Right.
So the extra point attempt is forthcoming. However, Mingus will jump at the attempted block, and that will put the ball half the distance. So that is a 1.5-yard penalty against the Mingus Marauders. And now I wonder if it's going to change the ideology here. Are they going to go for it?
Look at the personnel switch up here from Blue Ridge. So they get the penalty, move up a couple yards, and here we go. Switch up personnel. They want more points.
They go for the 2-point conversion and trying to follow his blockers, but caught and thrown back. No good. I saw Leckington in there, another host of Mingus Marauders, so the score remains 6-0. The 2-point conversion is no good. Mingus will get the ball on the kickoff when we return after this.
Successful Yellow Jacket.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
And back here at Blue Ridge, there is the kickoff. It's going to be somewhat short, returnable from about the 12-yard line. And coming up the middle, finding some open space is going to be Machado. Machado spins, keeps the pile going, and then gets thrown back, but not until he gets forward progress after the 41-yard line. Good field position out there for the Marauders.
Excellent return by Machado there. Able to follow his blocks and make a spin move at the end to get him an extra 10 or 15 yards there. And Marauders with some good field position here.
See what they can do. 2 fumbles in their first possession. One of them lost at the 11-yard line. So we'll see if the Mingus Marauders can straighten that out. They set up a wing formation strong to the right. And there's a motion as Grijalva ends up putting his hand down on the turf, leaning forward, and then fell forward.
and then sold it as if he was getting in a stance.
Right. Yeah. No. This was part of the formation. What do you mean?
I bought it.
Right.
I bought it. I thought it looked pretty good, but the refs caught on to that one quick, and Mikey just trying to jump the gun a little bit.
Just a little bit. Same formation out there. 1st and 15 from the 36-yard line, and there is the snap. The second back gets it. That's going to be Brulin. Brulin trying to keep the legs rolling. They will blow it dead after about a 1-yard gain, and that is going to bring up 2nd and 14.
Yeah, and that's a really tough yard to gain. Nice job by Seth Brulin to just put 2 hands over the ball and keep moving his feet forward. It's tough to believe they gave him a yard on that. He was kind of met right at the line of scrimmage, almost in the backfield a little bit. So way to move your feet, Seth.
We'll see how Blue Ridge actually sets this up. I love their uniforms. The dark purple with the yellow numbers, easy for old eyes to read. Mingus in the white away uniforms out here. They spread it out, one back in the backfield, and they will draw it. Here goes Grijalva. Grijalva meets a would-be tackler and runs through him, bounces off to the side, and picks up a good solid 8 yards on that, bringing up a 3rd and 6, maybe 3rd and 7 out there.
Yeah, and for the Marauders to start this drive with a penalty, this is not a bad 3rd down here. They got lots of options on a 3rd, and they have 8 to go on the board, but that looks like a short 8.
Yeah, I'm going to call it 7. The ball sits at the 44-yard line. They've got to get to the 49. There's the snap. There's the handoff. Cutting up as Brulin trying to get to the outside, pulled down by the jersey, the back of the jersey. He gets up to the 50-yard line, maybe just short at the 49, which would bring up a 4th and 2. Now, Nick, do you go for it at this point in the game?
Ooh, you know, I like the way the defense was holding up on the last couple drives. The line of scrimmage defensively seemed to be going the Marauders' way until they finally punched it in. Let's see. I think there was a flag on this play.
There was a flag on the play. So the flag on the play, well, the ump is actually carrying the flag. Now he's going to go back to the 48-yard line, and then he's going to mark it off. So that's going to end up being a 10-yard penalty at basically where the tackle was. And so that's going to bring it back to a 3rd and 13 for the Mingus Marauders. 3 penalties so far in the game. 2 receivers. There's the snap. Quarterback looks to throw. Winds himself out. Throws. Has a man. Has the reception. And fights his way toward the line. He may have gotten it out there.
I think they're going to get him that first down. That was such a nice throw by Raines. In there so tight. I mean, Raines really had nowhere else he could put that ball.
So Ralston comes up with the reception out there, and that moves the chains. He does get the 13, and the few rack yards that he got after it were huge. Yeah, first reception of the season for Ralston out there. There's the snap, running play. Grijalva finds a lane to the outside. He's down the corner, and he almost broke it. Finally tackled at about the 12-yard line, but a huge gain for the Mingus Marauders.
Oh, man, does Zed have the sidelines buzzing? And, yeah, there's a flag coming in late, so we'll see what this – it could be a horse collar, Jackie.
Down around the 10-yard line.
Because Mikey did go down, kind of getting dragged by the top of his shoulder. It looks like that's where the ref's pointing to, but we will see. That will help Grijalva's run there. And that was just, what a beautiful run. I love your call. He almost broke that.
It's a personal foul against the Yellow Jackets.
38 yards on the run.
Yeah, and then we're going to tack on some more with the horse collar. So
that is going to be the biggest run from the line of scrimmage for the Mingus Marauders this year. They tack on a few more yards. They go half the distance, so give them about 6 on the penalty. And it gives the Mingus Marauders their first visit here to the red zone. Right at about the 7-yard line, there's the snap, a good run. Grijalva gets down inside the 5, call him down at about the 3.
Oh, nice run, Grijalva. That's a great job. Just take the handoff, and with 2 hands, we've already seen it a few times tonight where he just barrels into a Yellow Jacket. He's not going to go down too easy. I love to see that kind of running.
2nd and goal. The Mingus Marauders trying to take the lead, trailing right now 6-0. First quarter action. The clock is at 5:15 So Blue Ridge scored 3 minutes ago. Spread formation, one back in the backfield. There's the snap. They do hand it off. And no, they don't have it off. It's going to be Raines following Grijalva into the end zone for the touchdown. A 4-yard touchdown run for the Mingus Marauders, and they tie it up 6-6.
And how about Raines out there? Love it, giving his squad the touchdown signal. He's got to get everybody amped up. Little chest bump city on the sidelines, and we'll see if the Marauders can't take the lead here. What a great setup and nice finish by Raines.
We're going to see who's going to be kicking, or if the Mingus Marauders decide to go for 2. That looks like a big number, which means it's going to be Hernandez out there kicking for the Mingus Marauders, trying to put his team up. Saw him in warm-ups, and he was doing really well in warm-ups before the game. Good clean snap. The hold is down. The kick is up. The kick is powerful. The kick is good. That might have been good from 30 yards out there.
How about that, Hernandez?
The Mingus Marauders have the first lead of the 2023 season here today, 7-6 over the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. We'll return after this.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Back here at Blue Ridge High School, the Mingus Marauders with a lead is 7-6 with 5:03 left to go here in the first quarter at Blue Ridge High School, and Stokes is going to be kicking off. So he got the touchdown, now turns around to kick off. And the junior scores his first touchdown at the varsity level.
Yeah, that's huge.
There goes the whistle. Stokes approaches the ball, and he will put that one down on the turf once again. This one's picked up at about the 25 and returnable, and knocked down just about the 35-yard line. Returning the ball is going to be Beers again. Beers actually has the touchdown here for Blue Ridge. And that was his first touch that I had seen in the game. And now he picks this one up and gets a little bit of a kickoff return.
Yeah, and how about Kobe De La Haye on the tackle there, Jackie? So he runs right down, shoves the man coming to block him right down onto the ground, and then makes the tackle. Nice job, Kobe. That's how you get it done.
Again, I go back to the song. This is how we do it. 3 trips to the top side here for Berlin. Waiting for the snap. He takes the snap, and they hand it off in the backfield, running into all sorts of trouble. They try to do an end around, and Lathan won't have any part of that, as Beers had nowhere to run. Actually, was that Beers or was that number 41? I think that was 41, which is Barton with the run.
Yeah, he's not going to carry Isaiah Latham anywhere. Latham does an outstanding job there, just getting into the backfield. A few Marauders there had some pressure, and nice job to get a tackle for loss.
So Barton will lose 3. And yes, he can carry Latham. He just may need a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, you're right. Or some help.
A dolly, right? A dolly might work.
Dolly might work.
That's the only way I'm carrying Latham. I might even struggle with the wheelbarrow. I have better luck with the refrigerator dolly. But that's good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when he's out there hitting the opposing team like that, man. You don't want to get hit by Latham, tell you that.
Well, Barton's got 4 carries for 7 yards here in the first half. Berlin is 1 for 3 and 6 yards. However, a short field gave them a touchdown. That fumble recovery at the 3-yard line here in the first quarter. 7-6 the score. 4:39 left to go. They go trips, bottom of your screen. There's the snap. Berlin steps back, looking for the throw, and he throws it, and he's trying to get to the screen. They let everybody through, and all of the Mingus Marauder Bigums went right after the quarterback. Nobody stayed behind.
No, and they did not account for Clay Bauer's speed off the edge. I mean, for sure, Clay was right there, hands in Berlin's face, and there's just no way. I don't care how quick of a screen you're trying to get off. when Clay Bowers is running at you with his hands up, you can't get it there quick. So nice job, Clay.
But that was actually a well-designed play.
It was.
There was a
lot of blockers out there.
There were. 2 receivers top, 2 receivers bottom, and the whistle blows before the snap. And they will blow it dead. And we'll have an offside against the Mingus Marauders. So somebody obviously lined up in the neutral zone before the snap.
Third and about 8.
And that'll be the 4th penalty against the Mingus Marauders. So 3rd and 8 now for the Yellow Jackets. Mingus defensive line playing stellar. They come in. Good throw downfield. Brulin steps up and picks it off. He's going the opposite way at the 40. He's at the 50, 40, looking for blocks. He gets one from Choate, dives up underneath it, and gets to the 32-yard line.
Man, love to see it. That Marauder defense coming up with a huge interception. That's going to be Berlin's first interception, Jackie. That's all. We almost called it earlier.
Right.
Brulin was not dropping it this time.
Well, he was trying to put it in between that spot where it's behind the corner because you're playing zone. So it's behind the corner, but the safety can't get over quick enough. But Brulin came over, and I don't think Brulin actually saw him moving toward the ball and put a little bit too much air into it. So the Mingus Marauders will take over at the 32-yard line with a lead, and Stokes is going to follow his running back, Grijalva, through the hole, and he'll have a pretty decent carry for about 7.
Love that. Nice job, Raines. The fake handoff, decides to keep it himself. Gets upfield, almost gets the first down, takes a nice hit, and moving the Marauders upfield.
Well, the advantage to the quarterback keeping the ball and running, and obviously the disadvantage is getting dinged up, but the advantage is you automatically have an extra blocker. Just automatically, because the quarterback's not going to be out there blocking. Over center is Raines. He will hand it off. Brulin, hit hard. Grabbed out there by number 60, held up, and then a player came around, Seitz did the holding, and then somebody did the punishing out there, and Brulin doesn't get anything on it. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, it's a nice job by the Yellow Jackets to, they barely got Brulin. If he was able to squeak by that tackle, he would have been off to the races behind Hernandez with a blocker, but instead it's just a 3rd and manageable.
We got to do a donation run here for the breakaway jerseys, right?
Yeah, exactly. Need them things to tear off.
Right. 3rd and 3. Spread formation for the Mingus Marauders at the 25-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. There's the snap. They give the ball to Grijalva. Grijalva tries the left side and runs through a tackle, gets inside the 20, and a first down.
What a nice run by Mikey Grijalva. Again, I don't know how many times we've seen him take on a couple Blue Jackets while getting tackled.
Myers and Carlo the Cannon Harris.
So far in the game, he's doing fantastic. He's got 57 yards here in the first quarter with 3 minutes left to go. And the Mingus Marauders, looks like we've got a timeout on the field. We're going to take a quick break. We will return to Lakeside Blue Ridge, home of the Yellow Jackets, right after this.
30 years, Roxu Screen Printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu Screen Printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
And back here at Blue Ridge High School, home of the Yellow Jackets, the Mingus Marauders with a lead and a threatening once again. The ball is just barely inside the red zone, but I think it is completely inside the red zone, is it not?
Yeah, I'd say that's completely inside the red zone, but I'm a tad biased.
The ball sits just inside the 20-yard line. The Mingus Marauders with the Grijalva first down gets a new set of downs. And 3 minutes on the clock here in the first quarter to try to extend the lead. They go spread formation. Brulin comes out to the near side with Felix. Grijalva's in the backfield. And Rain Stokes will look, throws the ball downfield, and it gets picked off, coming the opposite way. There are the Lakeside Blue Ridge squad. And then a big hit out there as Choate takes him down. And that's going to be, is that 18 with the interception out there?
look, I couldn't quite tell 18 or 16, Jackie, but I know we got some flags on the play. By just kind of some of the body language there of the Marauders, looks like it could be a hold, and that's exactly what it's going to be. So it's declined, and that will be Blue Ridge ball. Coming up with a big interception, and that's just, I saw what Rain saw. He was trying to get into the end zone there, and nice job by the Blue Ridge secondary to just play a nice zone, just like Bruin did for us. Lakeside Blue Ridge returns the favor and gets an interception and takes over.
Well, playing the safety position out there. It may have been
on the 23, 24 yards.
I'm not sure exactly who it was that intercepted that, but Blue Ridge has the ball. There's the snap, lots of movement, no call. Berlin stows out to the outside, throws it up, and it is nearly received out there. We will have a flag, and that's probably going to go against Machado for pass interference. He had that hand out. I don't think he was grabbing anything, but he did have that hand out, and he might get called for that one.
Yeah, and you got to be careful with hand gestures. I know Machado definitely doesn't agree with that, but you don't want anything else tacked on, so let's see. It definitely looks like that's going to be the call, even though they haven't moved it yet.
So in high school, works out to be a 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down, so it is not a point of foul in high school. So you don't get, go downfield by 48 yards or something like that. But it is a first down for the Yellow Jackets. Ball sits at the 35-yard line now. There's the snap. Berlin takes it, has a little bit of time, looks to throw it up, brings it back down, throws it up underneath, and it's picked off. Going the other way is going to be Calandra. He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown. Linebacker interception for the Mingus Marauders and a second defensive score for the 2023 season.
There you go, Eli. Chest Bump City has welcomed you, and what an interception. Jackie steps in front of it. Berlin has plenty of time in the pocket, lots of time, and he decides just to go to the flat to his running back, and Eli must have watched some film all week long. Eli was ready for that one. Touchdown Marauders. And how about that, Jackie? That is just awesome to see Eli Calandra getting the Marauders fired up over there.
And the touchdown. So he returns that one approximately 30 yards, maybe 32 yards for the touchdown.
Untouched.
Bringing the score to 13-6, so the Mingus Marauders have an opportunity to make it 14-6, make it an 8-point game here if they can get the extra point. Hernandez had a great extra point last time. He'll line up to try to do it again. High snap, gets it down. Kick is up, kick is good. Hernandez is 2 for 2, and the big man gives himself a round of applause as he goes off the field out there. The Mingus Marauders with an 8-point lead, 14-6 over the Lakeside Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. We're back for kickoff after this.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
And back here at Blue Ridge High School, the Mingus Marauders will be kicking off. Stokes will have kickoff duty. Hernandez is now 2 for 2 in the extra point attempts, and the Mingus Marauders with their biggest lead of the 2023 season, 14-8. Stokes kicks this one. This one's going to be kicked hard and high. It's taken at about the 9-yard line. It is returnable, and skimming his way through and finding a lane, and then caught by the arm and taken down. What an incredible tackle out there by the Mingus Marauders. Number 18 with that tackle. That's going to be Who is that out there? That's going to be Waylon Peters?
Throw it down by Stokes.
No, I'm sorry.
Peck on that.
44-yard line.
Jackson Peck.
Jackson Peck, great tackle.
Caught him by the sleeve.
Yeah, ripped it right over his shoulder, it looked like, too.
And somehow was able to get that tackle. Otherwise, there was a lot of green grass left to go.
That might be a touchdown if he doesn't get him.
Just the same, phenomenal return by Blue Ridge as they get the ball back out to the 45-yard line, and they're going to start from there, try to tie this one up with 2:22 left to go here in the first quarter. Berlin out of shotgun will hand it off, comes inside and immediately ridden down. Coming around the corner quickly was who?
Leckington right off the edge. And, man, did he play that great. That's he's unblocked, and I know it goes to the other side, but Leckington's just so quick that he's able to get over there and get him right before he gets any positive yardage.
Well, they're going to give him a quarter of a yard. We'll call it 1. And we're going to get a explanation out here on the field.
Official timeout.
An official timeout is what the announcer calls. And we have a Blue Ridge worker going over to the Mingus Marauder side for some reason. Maybe a short conversation, or maybe a trainer's going over to take a look at a Mingus Marauder who is out on the bench over there. And we're going to have to check in on that one. Berlin out of shotgun, takes the shotgun. Mingus is coming after him, puts the ball up, and it is intercepted by the big guy. And rumbling and stumbling for the Mingus Marauders. Third interception out there, this one by a tip, and it's Jordan Watson, the sophomore defensive lineman, picks the ball off and then runs to the left and gets about 6 or 7 yards.
Jordan Watson. Man, I'd love to see the big guys come up with a football, Jackie. That is just outstanding awareness by Jordan. I mean, he fights off his block and then sees just a tipped ball. That's all it was. It was going fast to the ground because it was tipped, and Watson, the big guy, comes up with it and gets moving downfield. Only gets a couple yards, but great to see the big guys get it.
So the Mingus Marauders have the ball on the Blue Ridge side of the field. A fumbled snap by Rain Stokes. Didn't quite get a hold of that snap and somehow gets forward for another yard or so. That ball bounced right out of the breadbasket, and he was able to kind of pick it up and work on it and able to scamper forward for a yard.
On the stop.
Yeah, I didn't even see it hit the ground. It was weird.
It didn't.
Kind of like just kind of paused in front of us there. It looked like almost an option, a delayed option, but
it could have been considered a pass to himself because it, bounced out of his arms, and you actually saw the ball up in the air, and then he caught it again and then ran with it. So how about that? 2nd and 9 from the Blue Ridge 36-yard line. Stokes is under center this time, showing blitz, and he's going to throw. He's got some pressure, looks to run, and he's going to run, and he will take on a blocker, knock the blocker out of bounds, get across the 30 or close to the 30-yard line.
Man, what a hit by Rains at the end of that run. He chose not to go out. He chose not to go out just easily. He took a huge hit at the end, lowered his shoulder pads and helmet, and gave the Yellow Jacket there a little bit of buzzing in the helmet, I'm sure.
Well, that was Henry Krause, one of the linebackers that he made contact with. He gets the ball down to the 30-yard line, brings up a 3rd down, and 3, maybe call it 4, out there for the Mingus Marauders. Receiver, both sides, 2 backs in the backfield. Stokes takes the snap, and they hand it off to the first back through, and it's going to be Grijalva, finds his way through, somewhat sideways into the end zone for a touchdown.
Mikey Grijalva, nice job hitting the hole and making a move. A good juke and gets to the open field. I don't think he was touched on that, and here we go, Jackie. See some laundry on the field, so this looks like it may come back. Oh no, their Marauders are signaling that it's a touchdown.
Unsportsmanlike against Mingus.
Still a touchdown.
Still a touchdown. So was it 2 unsportsmanlikes that they called?
I didn't even see the first one, so I'm not sure. It must have been in the backfield here, as that's the ump that threw it, but I'm not quite sure. I didn't get a number, or I didn't see any extracurricular there.
So we're going to see if they mark off a penalty at all on the actual kickoff. So the Mingus Marauders do get the score. Grijalva with the first touchdown of the 2023 season on the ground as he gets the 30-yard run. 43.9 seconds left to go in quarter number 1, and the Mingus Marauders extend the lead to 20-6. And a lot of time out here. It's amazing we don't have a delay of game, but it's got to be an official timeout as he's chatting with both coaches about this.
Yeah, it's going to be the explanations, as they call it there. A lot of coaches will try to make them negotiations, but that's not going to work.
No, not at this point. Already called it a touchdown. Hernandez trying to go for his 3rd extra point of the season. There's the snap, good hold, good rush. Gets this one up and good. 21 points. The Mingus Marauders, their highest score total of the 2023 season, and they take a 15-point lead over Blue Ridge. We're back after this.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services throughout Yavapai County and Flagstaff. Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at goettlshdm.com. Providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettle's, and go Marauders!
And back here at Blue Ridge High School, the 15-yard penalty against the Mingus Marauders means that we're kicking off at the 25-yard line, and they will kick it, and it'll be taken at about the 32-yard line, trying the sideline, getting wrapped up at about the 45, 46-yard line. So all things considered, that was pretty decent for the Marauders since they were kicking off at their own 25-yard line to get the ball stopped at about the 45.
Yeah, no doubt. And Hunter Kraus, who we know can make some moves and take it upfield, he's the one who recovered that ball and just really nowhere to go on the sidelines. And boy, the Marauders got to have some momentum right now down there.
Well, Stokes definitely put it to where it was going to go out of bounds at about the 30-yard line, and they were going to give him the ball at the 35. Yep. So that was really heads up by Kraus to catch that over the shoulder and get something out of it. He got his team 10 yards in field position. Here come the Yellow Jackets. Berlin rolls out to the near side, throws it out of bounds. Had 2 receivers over this side. One not anywhere near the ball, and one looks like he had slipped on the field. And so I don't think that was anybody's fault. But did you see that arm? That was a rocket.
Yeah, that's a cannon. That's, again, a sophomore, which I'm sure we'll be talking about Luke a couple times more this game. If for a sophomore, he makes some really smart plays. Tonight, Marauders have gotten the best of them so far, but comes up short on that one.
2nd and 10. Berlin takes the snap. They hand it off, and Barton should have continued to run to the outside. He saw Calandra and then decided to run inside into Choate. So that was really not a good choice or option between those two.
You know, Calandra's got some size to him, but nothing like Choate's. You're right. Barton chose the wrong path there.
Well, he tried to run behind a blocker. They're going to let the time run out, and we're going to talk to you on the other side. End of the first quarter, the Mingus Marauders have the lead here at Lakeside Blue Ridge by a score of 21-6. We'll be back for quarter number 2 after this.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare over 150 different insurance companies for home, auto, commercial, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance.
And back here at Blue Ridge, a 3rd down and 10, and Berlin put the ball downfield about 40 yards and almost had the reception. Sorry we missed that play out there, but now we're set up with a 4th and 10 from the 45-yard line. The punt is coming up, and Berlin's going to look at it. It's going to take a bounce. Will it take a bounce he can get? Yes, he does. At about the 22-yard line, tries the outside, looks for a block, cuts up underneath, won a block, gets what he can past the 20 out to about the 22-yard line. Mingus will take over from there.
Yeah, good job, Berlin, on the return there. That's a smart play. He knew he wasn't going to get far, but able to give the Marauders a few more yards. And, yeah, Jackie, right before that punt, we were coming back from break there. That was, I think that ball getting up in the air took everyone's breath away in the stadium. That was a good throw by Berlin, too, right at the fingertips and just through the hands. So that leads to the Marauders getting the ball back.
I think it was intended for David Simmons, and he is a speedster. He got behind the defense, behind the corner, and in between the corner and the safety out there. Had the slightest of holes in pockets, and Berlin dropped it into the bucket. But didn't come up with the reception. That was a for sure touchdown. Instead, the Mingus Marauders will take over at their own 22-yard line. The referee picks up a flag that was thrown all the way at the 42-yard line. And that is going to be against the Mingus Marauders. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Mingus Marauders. Mingus has now got 6 penalties, but 21 points, 37 yards of penalties, but 21 points, and now they're going to pick the ball up and move it once again. So they did half the distance and moved the ball back to the 11-yard line. So the Mingus Marauders will start deep in their own territory. There's the snap. Quarterback has it, looks downfield, looks to throw, throws the ball up, and the receiver is hit from behind and knocked down, and there is no call. May not have been catchable out there as the ball was kind of thrown out of bounds. Intended receiver was Wolowitz.
Yeah, no, almost. I mean, you called it. It was just out of bounds, but yeah, Noah Wolowitz kind of gets shoved from behind, but like Jackie said, that ball was, I mean, just maybe a few feet out of bounds, so out of reach for the wide receiver, which means no flag on that.
4th attempt out there by Stokes, and he looks to throw this one, throws it, and will end up throwing it away. Closest man to the ball for the Mingus Marauders was going to be Ralston. Ralston did catch one earlier, but that is now a 3rd down.
Yeah, Marauders going with the air game here, Jackie. That last one was a very quick release. Raines just didn't see much and threw it right out. And sometimes you'd rather take the smart play and live to see another down.
Well, 3rd down, the ball actually is at the 12-yard line for the Mingus Marauders. 11:30 left to go, quarter number 2. The Mingus Marauders are up 21-6. There's the snap. Mingus will hand it off. Grijalva follows some blockers and will get himself out past the 20 and will pick up about 7-8 yards out there. Now, how gutsy are you?
Yeah, I think you put this away, Jackie. I think you played safe here. Punt it, try to win that field position battle, try to pin Blue Ridge really deep. I know it's 4th and short, but you're kind of deep in your own territory a little bit, so I'd say punt it away here.
Well, 4th and 3 officially. from the 20-yard line, and the Mingus Marauders set up like Stokes could punt it, but Stokes could also run the ball, and he is going to run the ball, and he dives across the 20-yard line, and that will be a turnover on downs.
It almost looked like, Jackie, that not everybody knew the play count there. So Stokes gets the snap, but there's only a few Marauders that are out there blocking. A couple other Marauders were just standing there. So I don't know that they were all on the same page with the play count there. And boy, that leads to just an easy turnover on downs for Blue Ridge.
Blue Ridge will take over at the Mingus Marauder 20-yard line. Berlin out of the shotgun once again. 2 receivers to the top, takes the snap, tries the one-on-one, has his man, and touchdown out there as he goes to Simmons. Just beat Machado to the end zone, just outran him.
Yeah, you knew we were going to see that again. You knew we were going to see Berlin to Simmons. A good quarterback, great arm, and Simmons has got some great speed, and that time just beats Machado on the outside. And what a great design play call by the Yellow Jackets, and comes after a turnover on downs for the Marauders. So the Yellow Jackets take a little bit of a gamble on that first play, and they find pay dirt.
10:42 left to go here in quarter number 2. The 20-yard touchdown from Berlin to Simmons is good. The extra point attempt is blocked by the Mingus Marauders out there.
Kick is blocked.
And so I'm not exactly sure who blocked it out there, but the extra point is no good. So it stays 21-12, a 9-point lead by the Mingus Marauders. We're back for kickoff. Mingus will get the ball back after this.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
And we're back ready for kickoff here as the Mingus Marauders are getting ready to receive. Kickoff is coming from right to left across your radio dial, Lakeside Blue Ridge. Waiting for the whistle. There it is. And there is the kick. It will be returnable. Bruin takes it right at about the 15-yard line, 11-yard line, tries the right-hand side, and will get tripped up and tackled as he gets across the 25 out to about the 28.
Yeah, nice job by the Yellow Jackets there. The Gunners on the edge do a great job of just sprinting downfield, and they make their way to Bruin. So nice job on the coverage team and giving the Marauders a long field to go here.
Do you remember DeFligger? And DeFligger would go down as the kicker. He'd kick the ball and run down and make the tackle. Mingus had to have somebody else play that safety position because you couldn't stop DeFligger from going downfield to go make the tackle.
What a weapon.
Oh,
what a weapon.
Yeah, and half the time it was a touchback, and that is a weapon in high school football. Mingus, 2 receivers either side. They will hand it off. Mingus gets a good push and a good first down run of about 4 yards out there for the Mingus Marauders.
Yeah, and that's just your bread and butter right there. Looked like maybe a 21 trap or just a run to the short side. And Marauders offensive line does a good job of getting a push, and Marauders move it upfield, and that's what you want to see. You want to keep penalties clean right now. And with a 9-point lead, they do have a 2-score lead, but it's barely 2 scores, so you know the Marauders would love to get downfield and add to that.
2nd and 7. The Mingus Marauders will hand off, and it's going to be Senna with the ball. And Senna drives, keeps the legs going, and gets out to make it a 2nd and maybe 8. Gets across the 35-yard line out to about the 37.
Yeah, what a nice job by Senna.
With the ball.
Way to keep your feet moving. And Isaac, again, these Marauder running backs, just like tradition, man, they do not go down with an arm tackle or by one defender. They're going to lower your shoulder and get a couple more yards after they hit you, and that's awesome to see.
So the Mingus Marauders will take the snap, 3rd down, and it's going to come the other way And Stokes somehow stays on his feet. Or is that Bruland? I think it's Bruland.
What a run and spin off. Thankfully, the refs didn't blow that one dead, Jackie. That looked like maybe they could have called it.
I would have.
And instead, the play just keeps going, and Bruland doesn't stop his feet. That's awesome. I think he spun twice there.
He picks up 4 and the first down, which is somewhat unbelievable as he gets out to the 40-yard line. He got hit hard, knocked back, and then wrapped up and literally was being pushed back by his, by his back, and then turned around and somehow just spun out of it. And Stokes is going to follow his running back. He'll pick up the first down and pick up about 13, but it's coming back with the flag behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's most likely going to be a hold, and it most certainly is.
So
that'll come right back. So nice run by Rains, and it's going to get canceled out. And Marauders are going to have to do that again. Rains checks his wristband for the play, and no rush here for the Marauders. They seem to be huddling up and making sure everyone's executing. So I still got 8 minutes, 46 seconds left until halftime. I'm sure they'd love to just, slowly drive this ball downfield and eat a lot of that clock up.
7th penalty for the Mingus Marauders so far. 47 yards of penalties. Spread formation, 1 back in the backfield for Stokes. Stokes up under center, takes the snap, he's looking to run it. He's got blockers out in front of him, and good job getting away from the blocks as they will keep it to a short gain by Stokes, maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's a hard run by Stokes right there. Yellow Jackets did a good job of kind of breaking in the backfield and covering the edge, not letting Rains get to the edge there.
Carlo Harris on the tackle.
And they're going to be all right with that. It's going to give them a few more yards, and it's not going to get all the penalty yards back, but it will get the clock moving.
2nd and 17 for the Mingus Marauders, just across the 30-yard line at the 32, going left to right across your radio dial. Stokes takes the snap, and a quick pitch to the outside. Bruland, a good speed defense, catches him, and he'll lose 2. That was supposed to get to the outside fast, but believe it or not, the Yellow Jackets flew to the outside quickly.
Hunter Kraus.
Yeah, watching that play unravel, just thankfully Bruland able to hold on to the ball, because you're right, Jackie. Yellow Jackets were there, seemingly at the same time as Bruland.
3rd and a long 19 for the Mingus Marauders. They got to get up to the 50-yard line to get a first down. Got to figure out how to break something here. They will spread it out. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom, 1 back in the backfield. There's the snap. Stokes looks to throw, has plenty of time, moves out to the right-hand side, decides to run, picks up about 4 and slides down, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and a timeout on the field.
Got a holding call. Another one.
Face mask against the Mingus Marauders is going to be declined, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, long 4th down, so you anticipate we'll see a punt here.
16.
Certainly so. So the dangerous Simmons is back for Lakeside Blue Ridge to return the punt. And we're going to see if Stokes will actually punt it away this time. Stokes ended up running it on the last time, trying to pick it up on a 4th down. There it is, a high snap. He will kick it. He'll kick it to the near side, and he will get a great bounce, and it'll go out of bounds and not returnable out to the 21-yard line. That's about as effective as you can possibly get out there, and that was a good punt for the Mingus Marauders.
Boy, Rain Stokes making it look easy. That literally is a college-level punt. You didn't have much room to kick it, and he literally kicks it to where the returner cannot get it right out of bounds. Good punt. It's going to win the field position battle here and put the Yellow Jackets at their own 20 or just in front of that.
21-yard line officially for the Mingus Marauders as they bring the defense back out here. 6:21 left to go in the first half. Berlin and the Yellow Jackets trying to get back into this one. They can't tie it up on one score. There's the snap. They look once again to go to Simmons. They overthrow him just a little bit. Machado has got a lot of duties out there trying to cover Simmons. You start to wonder whether or not you want to pull a safety over to help.
Yeah, it looked like Senna blitzed on that one. So basically you have an option, right? You can drop someone back to help Machado out, or you can rush him and try to get to the quarterback quickly. And well, that time it worked out in the Marauders' favor as Isaac Senna able to get to the quarterback, get his hands up, and an incomplete pass.
Machado gives him about a 5-yard buffer. They put a man in motion. They hand it off up the middle. Good running room as Barton is taken down by an ankle out there. And it looks like trying to figure out who actually made that tackle for the Mingus Marauders. Oh, it's going to be Grahova. How about that?
That's a shoelace tackle right there.
It was. He was gone.
The whole Blue Ridge sidelines were about running downfield with Barton, and Barton just trips right. It looked like out of thin air.
Silly shoelace. They hand it off. They try up the middle once again. This time the Mingus Marauders will ride him to the ground, but after a very good run of about 6 yards, Barton back-to-back carries with 17 yards. He's got 25 yards here in the first half.
Yeah, and he can thank his offensive line for that push there. It was a nice job by the Yellow Jackets getting off the ball and giving the running back some room.
2nd and 4. The ball is across the 30-yard line. Cornerback takes it, tries to fake, throws it up, and will come down. There was contact, no call out there, as Machado was definitely playing the receiver, not the ball out there. Simmons tried to cut up underneath him, and there was a fake by Berlin. He brought it back and threw that shoulder as a fake. However, Machado wasn't watching, so he didn't bite on the fake. He was definitely playing the man. 3rd and 4 out there for the Blue Ridge squad at the 37-yard line. And there is a flag.
I think that's going to be encroachment. I think they're going to get Eli a little bit antsy at that line of scrimmage, and if you saw it on VVTV, your screen there, Eli just kind of took a little bit of a step over that line of scrimmage, and that'll do it.
First down by penalty. So first down, the ball moves out to the 43-yard line. Berlin and the Yellow Jackets get a fresh set of downs. Looking from the play from the sideline. 2 receivers to the top, a tight end to the top as well. 2 receivers to the bottom. And an empty backfield. They put Barton in motion. They fake it. They throw the screen up underneath to Simmons. Simmons goes down on a knee and will pick up a decent amount of yardage out there.
And it looked like he lost the ball on that, Jackie. I think Simmons lost the ball at the end of that play, and one of the Yellow Jackets was there to jump on.
Picking it up.
Yeah, they're talking about it. The announcer's talking about it. He picks up 6 yards, loses the ball, but one of his Yellow Jacket buddies saves him the up downs for Saturday's practice, right?
You're not kidding. You are not kidding.
2nd and long 4 out here for the Yellow Jackets. Man in motion. They will hand it to Barton. Barton tries up the middle, and a better push out here by the offensive line by the Yellow Jackets, and Barton is able to get across the 50-yard line down to the Mingus Marauder 49-yard line. 3rd and very manageable, 3rd and 2.
And good job by the linebackers there. Eli coming up on the tackle there. Able to show blitz and make it work.
There's the handoff. They do run the ball. Barton gets a great block, gets to the outside, and Machado will take him down. And he will be called inbounds down to the 30-something, 32-yard line out there.
Machado.
And that's a good tackle to keep the clock rolling. So
and the crowd's just at about loud here.
We're encroaching 4 minutes left here in the half. Blue Ridge has a 9-point deficit as the Marauders are up right now, 21-12.
Yellow Jackets looking to sting back. They will hand it off. Different runner as he finds his way through, and a good run up the middle. Running the ball out there is going to be number 12. That's going to be Carlo Harris with his first run.
Good job, Senna, on the tackle there. It was a wide open hole. Nice job by the Yellow Jackets line there.
2nd and 2 now. Berlin's running an efficient offense, and they will hand it off. Again, Harris goes up the middle, gets the first down, and a whole bunch more.
Harris driving through.
He'll pick up another 8.
Yeah, and all of a sudden we see the Yellow Jackets with a lot of momentum here moving downfield.
Mingus Marauders trying to shore up that defensive line. Barton tries the outside and will get tackled by Machado. Machado coming up, gets him for a fairly decent gain, down to about the 10-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 7. If they mark him at the 9, it'll be 2nd and 6.
And Barton tried to get out of bounds there to stop the clock. And good job by Machado to wrap him up before he could do that.
Plenty of time, just under 3 minutes left to go. Mingus with a lead 21-12. Berlin puts a man in motion. They will hand it off inside to Barton. A decent fake. Mingus is not fooled in the middle, though. And they will get the ball down to about the 7-yard line. So a gain of a 3?
Stop by Clay Bowers.
Maybe 2.
Clay Bowers, talked a little bit about him pregame, coming up with a big play, adding to his tackle statistics.
Blue Ridge trying to go to a hurry-up offense here to keep the Mingus Marauder defense from getting some rest out there. And we have a flag. Flag on the play from the far sideline. And we are going to get an encroachment against the Mingus Marauders again? Holy cow.
It's not often that you see several encroachment penalties. Usually.
And they do the full 5 and put the ball at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that's really going to help the Yellow Jackets out there. And boy, the Marauders have got to be mindful of that line of scrimmage.
Oh my goodness gracious. So 1st and goal now from the 3-yard line for the Yellow Jackets, trying to make this a 1-score game. Berlin looks to the sideline. It's been just handing it off. It has been the Barton show here, and they will hand it off. Barton tries the near side, gets run down by Leckington from behind, and then there's a flag.
Yeah, great job by Leckington, coming from the far side, showing off that speed of his, able to catch.
Face mask against the Mingus Marauders.
Ouch. Ouch, that's gonna hurt.
And they're going to put the ball at the 1.5-yard line. Now, the good news is you cannot score via penalty.
Right, because right now that's what's gotten the Yellow Jackets deep into the Marauders territory. At the 1, you can see the ball there.
Yeah, we're going to keep it here, and I'm not sure who called timeout on this one. It might have been Mingus, and I wouldn't blame him if it was Mingus, because Mingus was starting to look a little tired out there defensively, as the Blue Ridge squad has sustained a long drive and has had plenty of help by penalties here. The Mingus Marauders penalties so far, 9 penalties in the first half for 57 yards.
And really the penalties, Jackie, have really helped the Yellow Jackets on this particular drive to get down and get in the scoring range here with just under 2 minutes left in the half. I mean, Blue Ridge was looking at a 3rd and 4 earlier in their own territory, and that was an encroachment penalty that got them the first down, so that moved the ball up more. And then we just had a face mask. Before that, we had another encroachment that gave them a first down. So right now we just got, I agree with you at that timeout. Just stop those penalties and let's play some smart football.
1:56 left to go in half number 1. 21-12 is the score. Blue Ridge threatening once again. Barton is in the backfield with Berlin. Here's the snap, handoff. Barton round the corner. No one there to say he was in. And then a late flag. Another flag comes in. Now they said he was in on the tackle for the Mingus Marauders. Face mask Mingus. Hernandez with the tackle.
Everyone's looking around there.
I did not see that face mask, but that can be marked off on the extra point attempt or on the kickoff. And it looks like it's going to go on the kickoff.
With lots of penalties there for the Marauders.
That one will be 15 yards. 21-18 now. We're going to see the Blue Ridge squad go with the extra point attempt. Sam James with the extra point attempt. He was blocked last time. There's the snap, high snap, and the kick is up, and it is good.
Kick is good. Yellow Jackets, nice.
They say it's a game of inches. It was a game of inches right there. 21-19 your score. Mingus will get the ball back with 1:53 left to go. Kickoff coming up after this.
When you're looking for a plumber, no matter the job, call D-Best Plumbing. From energy-saving tankless water systems to whatever remodel project you have in mind, from the simple to the exotic, D-Best Plumbing prides themselves on quality workmanship and efficiency. For honest and fair prices and plumbing problems done right the first time, call D-Best Plumbing at 928-567-8755 or find them online at d-bestplumbing.com.
And back here at Blue Ridge for the Mingus Marauders, there we go. They're going to mark off the penalty, and so Blue Ridge will get to kick off. Blue Ridge will get to kick off here at the 45-yard line. And I seem to be going in and out a little bit here on my volume.
Face mask call is going to put 15 yards on the kickoff.
The face mask, the call at the goal line, and that was the penalty. They're going to mark it off here. So the 45-yard line is the location of the kickoff. So a touchback is very possible, and they're going to do a ground ball that is going to come out to about the 15-yard line. Machado's with the ball, and he gets a block, tries to get to the near side, outruns a man. He's at the 40, the 45, and knocked out of bounds by the kicker nonetheless.
Bounds by Josiah Spillman.
Oh, nice job by Machado to get to the edge, and looks like they're going to mark him out of bounds about 10 yards from where he got hit. But nonetheless, that's going to give the Marauders great field position. For the Yellow Jackets having a penalty on that kickoff, Mingus is starting out looking okay here.
45-yard line is a great place to start.
Yep.
So Mingus has got a $1:45 to try to find the end zone or try to get more points here before the end of the first half. Stokes out of shotgun. Will take the handoff, hand it off to Grijalva, follows his blockers literally on their back and picks up 3.
Maybe 3 yards.
Yep, nice hard run there by Mikey, and that's exactly what the Marauders want to do.
Trevor Byers.
The minute 20 encroaching here. The Marauders want to eat that clock and get downfield.
I think they've got either 1 or 2 timeouts left. They've got 3 receivers now, 2 backs in the backfield. Stokes over center, takes the snap and hands it off to Senna. Senna tackled immediately. Will lose the 3 yards they got as we approach 1 minute left to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, we're going to get a timeout here. Coach Montebias wants to think about his next move.
We're going to leave it here because we are so close to the halftime here. 21-19 here. So do you dare put the ball up in the air at this particular point? Because obviously, third down, ideally you're going to get the first down, and then you can start controlling the clock again. But at this particular point, you're in no man's land. Do you try to run the clock and play for the fact that you might have to kick the ball back to the Blue Ridge squad, or what do you do?
Yeah, a couple different options, right? You could try to run it here, which is going to get the clock moving. But if you come up short or stopped, then you got a big 4th down coming up. So, I mean, if you throw it, Jackie, you're gambling a little bit. But if the Marauders can give Raines a few seconds more than typical in the backfield, and he can make a smart decision with it, might as well try to put it up in the air, because then you have a 4th down to punt if it's incomplete.
Blue Ridge is going to rush 3, so they got 3 down linemen out there. And there's the snap. Stokes does look like he's going to throw, has plenty of time, puts the ball up, puts the ball deep, and the ball, just through the hands of Bruland out there. That was a well-thrown ball, 54.9 seconds left to go, and that was definitely there for the Marauders, and unfortunately does not come down as a reception and brings up 4th and 10 from their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, really tough. I really do like the play call, and what a great throw by Raines. I mean, that was just out of Bruland's fingertips, really. And it comes up to a big 4th down here, and this is the question. And I don't think you go for it here. I think you punt it away. and just live to get to halftime with the lead. And we'll see what the Marauders do here.
The dangerous Simmons is back. He's on the near side of the field, and the snap goes over Reigns' head. He will pick it up, and he will try to run it, and will turn it over on downs at the 27-yard line.
How about the momentum change here in Blue Ridge? This is pretty incredible. So a first quarter totally dominated by the Marauders, besides Blue Ridge scoring first, and then a second quarter totally dominated by Blue Ridge. So right now, 48 seconds left. The Marauders have the lead 21-19, but boy, does Blue Ridge have the ball back in good field position here.
Better double cover Simmons over here.
Yeah, and no one's on him right here. Comes Machado.
Who's limping. They do have a safety back, though. 3 receivers to the top, 1 back in the backfield. Berlin looking to the sideline, 48.6 seconds left to go in quarter number 2. Steps back, looks, throws the ball, throws it into coverage, and it's going to be good. Pass defense out there by Machado. Machado knocks it away. Berlin didn't quite get over in time, but everybody in the stadium knew that the fade was coming, right?
Oh, yeah, we knew it. Berlin knew it, and Machado knew it, so nice job by the Marauders. They were right on top of that one. And a little bit of push in there from Machado and Simmons. It went both ways, so glad the refs let them play it out.
So 2nd and 10, 44.3 seconds left to go. We'll see if Blue Ridge decides to take a chunk. Quarterback steps back, throws this one up, throws it into double coverage out there, and it is picked off in the end zone by the Mingus Marauders. And it is going to be, let's see, Brulin had it, and it's going to be Leckington that comes down with it. And it's going to be a touchback. The Mingus Marauders with their 4th interception of the game.
Wow, really putting Berlin on his heels a little bit. Now, I know the Marauders are putting Blue Ridge in a passing situation, so kudos to them for doing that. We made it this far where we got the lead and forcing the Yellow Jackets to put the ball in the air, and man, the Marauders secondary has been on it tonight.
4 takeaways, how about that?
And boy, here we go. Now,
so Mingus is 37.3 seconds left to go, a 2-point lead by the Mingus Marauders. He'll put 1 receiver up to the top. Stokes will go under center. 2 backs in the backfield. Takes the snap and does hand it off. And it is going to be a short gain. Did he hand it off? No. Nope, he kept it himself, and he'll pick up 1.
Gain of 1.
Yeah, looks like no one's going to call a timeout here, so we may just run this right into halftime.
Could be.
I mean, no need to snap the ball as the Marauders are huddled up, but as they approach the line, it's 10 seconds winding down here.
Could be the final play of the first half if Mingus is going to run a play. Stokes is not going to run a play. Looking to see if they would get a cheap 5 yards, I guess, from Blue Ridge. And halftime, Mingus has a lead, a 2-point lead by the score of 21-19, according to the Jones Ford scoreboard out there. We're going to get into our Longfellow Excavating halftime report when we return to Lakeside Blue Ridge. Coming up after this.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare over 150 different insurance companies for home, auto, commercial, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance in Cottonwood.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
And back here at Lakeside Blue Ridge, as we have the Yellow Jacket Band out on the field here, entertaining the crowd.
Playing some 007.
Yes.
Some classic.
In fact, they're going through all different 007 movies.
It's awesome to see a marching band out there.
No doubt.
Nice job, Blue Ridge.
So the Mingus Marauders with a 2-point lead out here, and we have a Mingus Marauder down on the field. And we're going to have to check a number on that, which is definitely not a good thing. So the Mingus Marauders 21-19 right now over the Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets scored first, a 1-yard run by Breeze. The extra point, actually they attempted the 2-point conversion after the penalty and didn't get it. So the Yellow Jackets led by a score of 6-0. 5:15 left to go, still first quarter. A 4-yard keeper by Stokes gets his first touchdown of his junior year. The extra point by Hernandez was good. Mingus took a lead by a score of 7-6. They would keep that lead all the way through the first half. However, Blue Ridge would certainly make a game of it. With 2:32 left to go, a 32-yard interception by Elias Calandra, and the extra point was good by Hernandez. It was 14-6, so one offensive touchdown, one defensive touchdown. Then 43.9 seconds left to go in the first quarter. A 30-yard run by Grijalva, and the extra point by Hernandez was good. He's 3 for 3, 21 points for the Mingus Marauders. They led 21-6. And then two back-to-back scores by the Yellow Jackets to make this one tight. 10:42 left to go in the second quarter. A 20-yard toss, Berlin to Simmons, and the extra point was blocked. It was 21-12. Mingus had a 9-point lead. They cut it to a 2-point lead with a 1-yard run by Barton, and the extra point by James was good, just over the bar. And here we are at halftime with a score of 21-19. I want to thank our halftime sponsor, Longfellow Excavating. No job too big, too small. Longfellow Excavating does it all. Septic installation, drainage, grading, and so much more. I'm a Longfellow Excavating customer. You can be too. For a free quote, you can call 928-300-3792. I want to see if we can get Josh on next game as we come home for the Mingus Marauders. And who do we play? Canyon?
Copper Canyon.
Yeah, Copper Canyon. That's right. Copper Canyon at home next week. And so that'll be good. So you know, what do you think? Mingus extended the lead, but boy, the Yellow Jackets sure did not give up. They made a game of it here in the first half.
Yeah, seriously, that's an entertaining first half for sure. I mean, we had Mingus pretty much dominate the first half. Besides Blue Ridge scoring first, the Marauders are able to muscle through that and then get down the field, get some points themselves. They drove a good field, so the offense was able to get some yards, and everything looked good with the 21 points in a first quarter. Then we didn't score again. Right. So the second quarter was all Blue Ridge. So Blue Ridge came back, and really the Marauders, with a few dire penalties, helped move the Yellow Jackets downfield. And make no mistake, the Yellow Jackets in this Blue Ridge program, they're going to capitalize on that many penalties. I mean, there's just no way they're not going to. A program that's, you know, very technical, and they just know, right? Marauders have done a good job offensively of going against them, so these guys know, all right, we're getting some penalties here, we got to make something do of it, and Blue Ridge does, and makes this a really close game, just a 3-point game now.
2-point.
2-point game.
Yeah, 21-19 out there. We're going to take a break here in the halftime report here from Longfellow Excavating. When we come back, we'll look at some individual stats for you right after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare over 150 different insurance companies for home, auto, commercial, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance in Cottonwood.
When you're looking for a plumber, no matter the job, call D-Best Plumbing. From energy-saving tankless water systems to whatever remodel project you have in mind, from the simple to the exotic, D-Best Plumbing prides themselves on quality workmanship and efficiency. For honest and fair prices and plumbing problems done right the first time, call D-Best Plumbing at 928-567-8755 or find them online at d-bestplumbing.com.
The right vehicles, the right people, the right price. Make Jones Ford of Verde Valley the right place to buy. Choose from our new in-stock Ford selection or custom order just the way you want it. Buy pre-owned with peace of mind with Jones Ford's lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. Plus, drive a little, save a lot. Jones Ford is your tax advantage destination. So, for the right vehicles at the right price, make the right choice. Jones Ford Verde Valley, family owned and operated for over half a century. Just off I-17 in Camp Verde.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
And welcome back here to Blue Ridge High School, home of the Yellow Jackets. And before we went to break, we actually found out that the Mingus Marauder that was on the turf was Austin Lyons, the starting center for the Mingus Marauders. So hopefully, Nick, that was just cramps, yes?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I mean, he didn't go down during play at all. It was when they were leaving the field. So that's when you're going to cramp up. And he hopped up and got into the golf cart, and they took him over to the locker room. So, yeah, hopefully just some cramps. And Austin will be okay to come back in here, get some electrolytes in, and because he's been a key part to this offensive line so far, helping give the Marauders some time and Rain some time to sit back in the pocket and make some good throws. And Marauders' offense has looked good so far.
Well, let's take a look at some of the stats. One of the biggest stats for the Mingus Marauders is 10 penalties in the first half for 72 yards, and that has been certainly working against the Mingus Marauders and has helped the Blue Ridge squad get themselves back into this game, no doubt about it. Rain Stokes on the ground has 9 yards on 8 carries, and unfortunately the high snap on the punt that he tried to run back, that one did not work out for him well at all. Berlin has 6 yards on 4 carries. Senna has 3 yards on 2 carries, but Grijalva is sitting with 8 carries and 97 yards. 97 yards here in the first half. He's got a touchdown and I think a fumble loss to go along with it. Throwing the ball, Rain Stokes is actually 1 for 2 for 5 yards. He had a 13-yard reception out there, but then an 8-yard fumbled pass that went kind of backward, and great job by Leckington to actually tackle the man that was trying to get on that ball. He knew he couldn't get to the ball, so he tackled the man trying to get to the ball, and the ball went out of bounds, so Mingus got to keep possession that way.
Good football awareness, that is.
That is definitely true. However, Mingus did give up the ball deep in their own territory with a fumble at the 11-yard line, so they have certainly allowed the Yellow Jackets to hang around in this one. The only reception out there for the Mingus Marauders for 13 yards has been Ralston. That's his first reception on the air. Taking a look at Berlin, Luke Berlin out here today is 2 for 12 one touchdown, a 20-yard strike to Simmons out there, and then one other reception, but he's got 4 interceptions. He's thrown 4 interceptions. Mingus has a host of numbers out here. So you got Berlin with the first one, Calandra with the second one, which was a defensive rumble-stumble touchdown. You had Watson, the big man. That ball tipped at the line, and it comes down in the breadbasket. Got to imagine that his heart rate went up to like 412 beats a minute. Yeah.
I don't know. I wish I had been in that situation before. So that's why. Good job, Jordan. Way to come up with that football. I lived vicariously through you on that, and I always do through the big guys. So that was an awesome job.
Yeah, certainly so. But has thrown a touchdown, and they keep throwing them, even though he's came into today's game with no interceptions thrown, and now he's got 4 interceptions on the game. Jake Barton has been a workhorse here. He's got 13 carries, 52 yards, as well as a touchdown out there. Simmons has 1 carry for 6 yards. Harris, 2 back-to-back carries for 16 yards, and Breeze has 1 carry for a touchdown and 1 yard. Simmons has been the primary receiver out there, as he has been the one that got the touchdown, the 20-yard touchdown strike here in the first half. Well, there's some stats here for the first half. Wanted to kind of get your input on it as we kind of take a look at the two teams as an overall offense. 75 yards on the ground and 26 yards in the air, a little better than 100 yards for Blue Ridge here in the first half. The Mingus Marauders on the ground. Grijalva almost has 100 yards, 114 yards on the ground for the Marauders and 5 yards in the air. So pretty darn close. You're talking like 101 to 118.
Yeah, seriously. And how about Jeremy Hathcock, head coach for Blue Ridge, keeping his quarterback, Berlin, throwing the ball?
Yeah.
I mean, that's to be Blue Ridge right now, you've got to be taking a deep breath in that locker room saying, this game should be blown out.
Right.
With 4 interceptions in one half, you would think that the score is lopsided. It is not. We are within 2 points, and that's gonna. You know that Blue Ridge and Jeremy Hathcock's in there giving his team that talk like, hey, we gave the ball up a few times, 4 times that half, and we put the ball on the ground too. I know they got back on top of it, but twice they put it on the ground and got it. For all intents and purposes, the Marauders should have a bigger lead than they have, and I'm sure Blue Ridge is going to attack that, and that's probably what they're talking about.
Mingus will get the ball first here in the second half, yes?
Yep.
Okay, so that'll certainly help, and see if Mingus can get a little bit of momentum here in the second half and get a chance to talk about it and put it together here. But even though Mingus has only given up the ball once on a fumble at their own 11-yard line, a 4th down conversion attempt that failed deep in their own territory. They gave up the ball at the 20-yard line, and then a high snap over Stokes' head on a punt attempt did not help for the Mingus Marauders at all. They give up really big yardage on that one, and they turn it over within their own red zone again. So 3 turnovers, if you will, 2 on downs, if you will, but in their own red zone. That's been huge. That is why we actually have 40 points on the board, but we only have 200 yards of total offense between the two teams.
Yeah, and they got to, you want to see the Marauders clean that up, right? Because you could even say a couple of those turnover on downs were, penalty fed.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's just kind of shooting yourself in the foot. And if the Marauders can stop doing that, they've looked crisp. Yeah. They've had a couple nice drives where they've moved the ball downfield. Raines looks comfortable back there, much more comfortable in the first couple games. So they must have had a good week in practice, like you said in the pregame. And I mean, Raines is going to come out, and hopefully we see him put the ball up in the air a little bit more, because I felt like he's been comfortable back there. And so far, the Marauders' offense has really kind of capitalized on some opportunities they've had. If we can stop shooting ourselves in the foot, I think we'd be able to put up another easy 20 points. We'll see what Coach Montelias has for adjustments and what the Marauders come out with.
Well, it is homecoming here at Lakeside Blue Ridge. We're going to take a little bit bit of a break here. Sorry about the fact they've got us positioned right behind the speakers, the main speakers out here. So I apologize that we're kind of competing with the announcer out here for homecoming. But we got about 4.5 minutes or so, maybe as much as 7 minutes left to go in halftime. We will return to the Longfellow halftime report after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare over 150 different insurance companies for home, auto, commercial, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance in Cottonwood.
When you're looking for a plumber, no matter the job, call D-Best Plumbing. From energy-saving tankless water systems to whatever remodel project you have in mind, from the simple to the exotic, D-Best Plumbing prides themselves on quality workmanship and efficiency. For honest and fair prices and plumbing problems done right the first time, call D-Best Plumbing at 928-567-8755 or find them online at d-bestplumbing.com.
The right vehicles, the right people, the right price. Make Jones Ford of Verde Valley the right place to buy. Choose from our new in-stock Ford selection or custom order just the way you want it. Buy pre-owned with peace of mind with Jones Ford's lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. Plus, drive a little, save a lot. Jones Ford is your tax advantage destination. So, for the right vehicles at the right price, make the right choice. Jones Ford Verde Valley, family owned and operated for over half a century. Just off I-17 in Camp Verde.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
Now the Mingus Marauders come back out to the field here at halftime, and I think we have gotten down to the finals for
Senior King and Queen nominees.
For the King and Queens for halftime here and homecoming festivities at Lakeside Blue Ridge, home of the Yellow Jackets.
And it's just fitting that the Yellow Jackets schedule a hard game for homecoming.
Right.
I mean, some schools have some easy games for blowouts for homecoming. Not Blue Ridge. Blue Ridge is scheduling a higher division team at that, and the Marauders being 4A, Blue Ridge being 3A.
Right.
Not that those divisions matter when you come up to the mountains, though, because like we said in the pregame, there has been some top-notch players that have come out of the Blue Ridge program. The Stottle brothers coming out of this program. The head coach over there, Hathcock, coming out of this program in Blue Ridge. So these guys have a lot of tradition, and they always put a good athletic body together, really. And the football program is outstanding. You can see all the state championships, regional championships on the wall. It's really incredible and a special place.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And interesting enough, another natural grass field that we get to play on.
Yeah, how cool.
Yes,
how cool.
I was walking through, and one of the advantages to being home with the natural grass field is you know how tall do you cut it? You know, so it depends on if you're a running team, you're cutting it a little bit shorter, right?
That's home advantage right there.
Yeah,
so that's how you can cook it up. I like it.
Martin leads his Yellow Jacket squad back out to the field here as we get ready to get underway for the second half. Mingus Marauders with a 21-19 lead here at halftime. And wanted to see... we got an updated score here as Bradshaw is taking care of business over the Moon Valley Rockets after coming off a loss to CDO. They have a 31-0 lead over the Rockets here as a bounce-back game. I think that's a pretty good way to do it, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. And you know Coach Bob Young had the Bears in that film room and going over what they can do to make their adjustments. And that Bradshaw's definitely a playoff-bound team, or at least they think they're a playoff-bound team, and so do we. They're going to be a tough opponent coming up. They're giving it to Moon Valley right now.
How tough is CDO then?
Yeah, you don't even want to think about
yeah, I know,
that.
exactly.
You're gonna make it in these 4A state championship playoffs. It's brutal. You're going up against some of these top schools. Mesquite, who we played the first game, they've been there for a couple of years.
Right.
Boy, Blue Ridge is always in the 3A playoff picture. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna beat CDO, that's pretty scary. Well, beat up on Bradshaw. Bradshaw was ranked pretty high in the beginning of the season.
So preseason rankings, Bradshaw was number 4, Snowflake was 2, and Bradshaw took care of Snowflake, about a 10-point win over Snowflake. CDO was number 3. Whoops.
Yeah, exactly.
Now Eastmark has been ranked number 1, and this is the 3A division winner, moving up to 4A. Now, what kind of respect do you give that? When, I mean, we're talking Max Preps. We're not talking about Arizona rankings, but Max Preps giving Eastmark a number 1 slot, moving up from 3A to 4A. It's just, it doesn't matter. You're still number 1.
Maybe they see some data that we don't, and yeah, Eastmark, that's going to have the bullseye on your back for that one for sure. There's some really tough 4A teams. Cactus has been in that 4A division, and Swaro, I know, has moved up and out of the 4A division, but for how long was Swaro just dominant in 4A? If you wanted to win a 4A state championship, you'd have to go through Swaro, and for like a decade, that was almost impossible.
Right, well, Swaro, thank goodness, went to where they, more belong.
They played in the open division, so the top dogs. They played with the big guys, with Liberty and Basha and those excellent programs who were sending athletes to college, and some of them probably getting in the NFL draft one day.
Oh, no doubts. No doubts at all. And they do need to move up, because they but what they had to wait for is Saguaro didn't feel like all of their teams and all of their programs, baseball, softball, track, everybody, wrestling, could all move up to 6A like that. And the rules kind of were, well, wherever we put you, everybody's got to play at that level. And it was like, well, then we're not leaving. Okay, or that was a really good excuse not to leave 4A, whatever the case was. But then they'd go into the open division and still dominate the open division, and it was like, come on, wow, holy cow. So, moving up, and I think it's actually better for their collegiate prospects to be playing at the higher levels.
Great point.
Because if I'm gonna look at you as a college prospect, I don't want to see how you play against Chin Lee. I want to see how you play against Chandler.
Just great call out. And since they've moved up, you're also getting more notoriety and more publicity with they're playing games on different TV stations and being featured in some games. So,
but not as good as ours.
Absolutely not. VBTV's where it's at. We're going to follow the Marauders as they have a lead here.
Right.
And we're about to get the ball back.
Yep, so we do indeed, as we finish out our Longfellow Excavating halftime report. Licensed, bonded, insured, family owned and operated with decades of experience. You want to call a former Marauder for a free quote? That, of course, would be Josh Longfellow, 928-300-3792. And there's the kickoff. It's going to be returnable by the Mingus Marauders from about the 15-yard line, coming to the near side. Grijalva gets inside a block, trying to get a stiff arm, and then out of bounds at about the 40-42-yard line.
And nice job by Grijalva to follow his block there. Boone set him up and got him another 15 or 20 yards out of it, but that could be coming back, as I definitely see a flag on the far side of the field there.
They throw the flag up to the 40-yard line. A block in the back is the call, and it is going to go against the Mingus Marauders. So they place the block at the 40-yard line, bring it back to the 30-yard line, and Mingus has now got 11 penalties for 82 yards in this one. Nonetheless, they run up to the line. Stokes is over center and will hand it off. Mingus has got some blocking, trying to get up and across the 35-yard line. He does. A good run on first down, a hard run on first down, and that's Brulin. So he picks up 6 to get the Mingus Marauders going.
Yeah, that's a nice job. Clay Bowers, Isaiah Latham over there on that side of the line, opening up a nice hole. And Brulin's able to just kind of lower his shoulder, and that's a great first down run.
Sustained, intentional drive is what the Mingus Marauders need right now. Spread formation. Stokes under center, one back in the backfield. Rolls out, looks to throw, has a little bit of pressure, throws the ball, and throws it out of bounds. Closest Marauder to it was Brulin coming back to it, but he was double covered out there.
Yeah, I really like the chance there. Raines had plenty of time. His offensive line gave him a lot of time back there as he scrambles to the sidelines, and nobody open. So don't push it anywhere, or turn and go to the backside of the field where you might throw an interception. Good job by Raines just to throw it out.
3rd and 4 now.
3rd and 4
for the Mingus Marauders. One receiver to the top, one receiver to the bottom. 2 backs in the backfield, and they will hand it off. Grijalva trying to push his way through. Ooh, a late extracurricular hit out there, but they had not blown the whistle. Grijalva gets to a 4th and short as he picks up 2. Needed 4, got 2.
Boy, and here's the decision time, huh? You don't know. 4th and 2, you're at your own, about 37-yard line, and I'd say punt it away here, Jackie, but the Marauders have made some different plays in the past and smarter too. So Raines tried a fake punt earlier in the game, and it did not work.
10.5. Mingus lines up under center like they're going to go for it at their own 37-yard line, and a great push from behind. And we're going to see where that mark is. If that's where the mark is, it's going to go against the Mingus Marauders.
Wow,
and it was going to be a quarterback keeper, and they're marking him at the 39-yard line. There was a huge push.
Yeah, it was.
But apparently the ball did not go that way. They gave it to him. Holy cow. So they did mark it. They marked it right at the 40-yard line. That surprised me because the far line judge was coming in at the 39-yard line. That's where I thought they were placing the ball. That's not where they placed the ball. And Mingus, a 4th down conversion out there with Stokes. He needed 2, and he got it.
Yeah, that was an awesome push by the offensive line there.
Whew. Big relief for the Mingus Marauders as they get a new set of downs. There's the snap. The handoff. Brulin jumps to the outside, finds a lane, and then gets tripped up. He'll pick up 9 as he fell down. He had nothing but green grass in front of him.
Yeah, just kind of tripped up, and earlier in the game, Barton, the Yellow Jackets, got tripped up, and just like that play, Brulin would have had a touchdown if he doesn't, get tripped up there. He's got nothing in front of him, but nonetheless gets close to that first down marker.
Brulin running exceptionally hard here in the second half. I like to see that. He's hitting the holes hard. Out of shotgun, Stokes takes it, comes to the near side, has a blocker out in front of him. He'll pick up the first down and then takes on 2 Yellow Jackets out there as he'll pick up about 8.
Oh my goodness, Raines is just punishing the Yellow Jackets when he's running that football. As a quarterback, you gotta be a little bit mindful and careful with your shoulder and your arms and stuff like that, but Raines is just giving him the hammer here. I love to see it.
So Raines is looking for a new a new name out there.
He's looking to join the Hard Hit Club.
Oh, well, yeah, we're just going to call him Reckless Abandonment. All right, stacked line, power to the outside. They pitch it out to Brulin. Brulin gets a block, finds a lane. He's inside. He's got the first down and more, and out just outside of the 20, maybe out the 23.
Stop by Dave Simmons.
Yeah, what an awesome job there. Mikey Grijalva, huge block on the edge. I mean, that cannot go unseen. Mikey just absolutely leveled the Yellow Jacket on the edge, and then Brulin cuts right up inside, gets to the edge, and huge running play for the Marauders.
21 yards on the run. Biggest run from the line of scrimmage for Brulin for the 2023 season. They stack the line. They come to the near side now, and Brulin will not make the same kind of cut. Cuts up underneath. A good tackle, though, and they'll keep him to 1.
That's going to keep the clock going, and just like you called a little bit earlier, Jackie, you really want a sustained, long drive. You want to, that'll give the offense a lot of confidence, and moving the ball downfield is what they were doing good at in the first half too. So,
well, intentional as well, where you're forcing your will on it. There's the snap, and it's going to be a direct snap to Grahova, and Grahova gets down to the 20. Not fooled are the Yellow Jackets. Grahova was right next to Stokes, and the snap came straight to him, and he'll pick up 2, and it'll bring a 3rd and 7 from the 20-yard line.
And I feel like the playbook's wide open here. 3rd and 7, you're in Yellow Jacket territory. I think you're kind of safe no matter what you go with here. If you do some kind of run, you might break it. Ruland and Grahova have been running great.
2-down territory for sure, and they go with a spread formation. Grahova's in the backfield. Stokes is rolling out to the right-hand side, gets a block. There's a flag, and Stokes will pick up the first down and dive forward to the 5-yard line, but it's going to come back.
About another 8, maybe 10.
And that's in the vicinity of holding, so let's see if that's the call.
The vicinity?
The vicinity?
Yeah.
Well, every time there's a flag thrown back there as an offensive lineman, your stomach drops.
10 yards from the spot of the foul.
And the first thing I do is look to point the finger somewhere else.
Not me, Coach. Not me.
Wait, what number? Nope, that wasn't it. Oh, boy, that'll back the Marauders up.
To the 30-yard line. They got to get down to the 13-yard line for a first down. So now it's 3rd and 27 for the Mingus Marauders. 7:08 left to go in quarter number 3. Mingus has had the ball the entire third quarter so far. That's 5 minutes, of course. 2 backs in the backfield here for Stokes. 1 receiver up to the top. Stokes takes it and will look to run, and he does run. He will get his way down to about the 25-yard line. He'll gain 5, but it's still going to bring up a 4th and long, maybe 4th and 13 out there for the Marauders.
And being where the Marauders are in the field right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go for it here. I mean, if you can't get the first down, at least you're going to have Blue Ridge in their own territory.
Certainly so. And at this point, a punt's going to gain you what? The possibility of 5 yards if you put it in the end zone, right? So instead, Mingus goes into a spread formation. They line it up. Stokes looks to throw, has to get out of the pocket, finds the sideline, gets inside the 20, dives forward, but he's going to be still well short. Down to about the 17-yard line. That'll be a turnover on downs for the Mingus Marauders.
And that'll have the defense come out and hopefully get that ball back for the Marauders, as it's just a 2-point game here in Blue Ridge.
So Mingus uses up almost 6 minutes of quarter number 3. Then they turn around to play defense out here. Here come the Yellow Jackets. We'll see what adjustments they make here in the second half. 2 receivers to the near side for the Mingus Marauders. Berlin takes the snap, looks to throw, and throws it quickly to the outside, cutting up under 1 would-be tackler. Mingus will gain tackle him at about the 25, but a good gain of about 8 out there on the first down quick pass.
Yeah, nice job. Machado almost got him for a loss there, but just out of his arm tackle.
Matt Symington.
So Symington picks up his first reception of the game for 8 yards. Third completion in the game for Berlin, who's in shotgun once again. Takes the snap, hands it off, up the middle, first down and more. Calandra finally catches up with him, but it is going to be another big gain of about 11 yards out there, as Barton picks up right where he left off in the first half.
And Blue Ridge showing a little bit of 50-50 here, going passing, running, so that's a little bit dangerous. If you're the defense, you got to keep you on your toes.
2 receivers to the short side of the field. They do hand it off, and in the backfield is going to be Latham. Latham was blitzing, and that'll be a tackle for loss. Only a 1-yard loss, though.
You see the size difference there. Latham wraps him up and Barton's pretty much out of view on VVTV here.
2nd and 12.
Barton's not all that big of a back. He relies on that quickness, but Latham, a definite big body out there for the Mingus Marauders. Berlin looks to take the snap, snaps, throws, quicks, has Simmons. Simmons will step out of bounds real quickly at the 41-yard line.
Pass to Simmons, complete.
And it'll be a gain of 5.
We'll see what definitely manageable for the Yellow Jackets.
A gain of 7.
And a big 3rd down here, man. Marauders can get a 3 and out here. That'd be awesome, and they give the offense some momentum and the ball back.
2nd reception, and they're going to quick pass again to Simmons, and Simmons is going to step out of bounds once again and get the 1st down. They'll pick up 7 on that one.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the exact same play as the play before for the exact same yardage. So if you're Marauders, you got to be careful there. You don't want to continue to give that to them, because I'm sure Blue Ridge will just continue to do it.
That was identical, actually. Yep. 3 receivers to the top side, and a lot of movement, no call. Berlin rolls to the outside, throws, has a man, and underthrows him just a little bit. Intended receiver number 13 out there.
Incomplete.
And on that play, Simmons ran the same exact route as the last 3 plays. So anyway, Senna was on him there, and he wasn't fooled.
Intended receiver was Mink. 2nd and 10 from the 49-yard line out there. Blue Ridge getting a little momentum after the turnover on downs for the Mingus Marauders. Rolls to the right, has a man, throws up underneath it. Simmons. Simmons is knocked down by Grijalva right at the marker.
Pass to James, complete.
And we're going to see if they give him the 1st down or nope. They're going to make it 3rd and 1 out there.
And a big hit by Mikey Grijalva at the end of that play. Laying a lick, as one of my old coaches would say.
Late man comes in at the tight end position out there. And now they're going to look to the sideline and slow it down. 3 receptions in the 2nd half out here for 21 yards, and they will hand it off. Finding his way through the middle and getting through the middle. Jump cuts, great run out there by Barton. And Barton will pick up the 1st down and another 11 yards.
Yeah, and the Yellow Jackets starting to put some drives together here. We're starting to see Barton really getting comfortable in the rushing game, and that's scary, Jackie, because he moves really well up the middle.
Just jump cuts left and right all the way through the middle.
Yeah, smaller figure, not the biggest guy, but it enables him to get in and out.
1st and 10 from the Mingus Marauder 30-yard line, and it's going to be a pass. It goes to Simmons. Oh, a block, and no call on the block in the back. Simmons will get down to the 7-yard line. Holy cow. You've got to be kidding me.
That looked like a basketball pick.
Yellow Jackets inside the 10.
23-yard reception out there, and that was, I'm surprised that one was not called.
Yeah, it was almost like a little bit of a basketball pick there. But that's
a really rough basketball pick. Got a Mingus Marauder down at the moment, getting some attention. Hopefully it's just a stretch and cramps. The ball sits at the 7-yard line, so the Yellow Jackets looking to take the game back here. Trailing 21-19, 3:28 left to go in the 3rd quarter, as the Yellow Jackets threaten to take the lead for the 2nd time. They had the lead in the 1st quarter because they scored first.
The Marauders answered quick.
They did.
Right back.
Yep, came back, scored a touchdown, and then a defensive touchdown, and then an offensive touchdown, and took a lead 21-6, and then gave up some back-to-back touchdowns as Brulin goes off limping out there. So that is a loss for the Mingus Marauders, as he will not be available for that safety position.
And hopefully he was just cramping. That's what it looked like down there.
See if we can get him some salt and water and some stretches. And
1st and goal, Jackets.
Loading up the near side of the field are the Yellow Jackets. They take the snap. They will rush to this side, and a tackle coming through for the Mingus Marauders is number 5. That's Kobe De La Haye. And he does get up after that. I wasn't quite sure if he was going to, and it's going to be no gain for Barton on that. 2nd and goal from the 7.
And we saw the Marauders have some success earlier in the game here at the goal line. And they did a good job of keeping Blue Ridge out for quite a few plays, so hopefully we can see that kind of a stand here.
Yellow Jackets taking their time getting the play in. 2:45 left to go. Out of shotgun goes Berlin. Motions to his back, and they hand it up the middle he goes, and down to about the 4-yard line, so he picks up 3, maybe 4. And real quickly, they try to get back to the line. Set it up once again. 3rd and goal from the 4. There is the snap. They hand it off. Barton will get caught, and it'll be a 4th down from about the 3-yard line.
Wow, are we going to see a field goal attempt here, or are we going to see an even bigger gamble and going for the touchdown?
They're keeping the offense out on the field here. They've gone 2 run plays, and now we're going to take a timeout. As the Yellow Jackets are going to talk about it, we're going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll return for 4th and goal from the 2 after this.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
And back here at Lakeside Blue Ridge, 4th and goal. And you can see the ball out there at the 2.5-yard line out there. See if the Mingus Marauders can come up with a huge stand here, protecting a 2-point lead, 21-19, 2:01 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Nick, did I miss anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
This is intense. Put your seatbelt on.
Yes. Keep your hands and feet inside the car at all times.
Blood pressure medication, because here we are.
I did not. And out with the offense comes Blue Ridge. Could they have talked about it and decided that they're a power situation out here, and a timeout once again, 2 back-to-back timeouts. We're going to leave it here, and Barton did not like the way everybody set up, and he called the timeout there on the field. So I'm not sure if the coach of the Blue Ridge squad had put in something special, you know, where you're drawing up that play. You're going to go here, and then you run over here, and am I the X or am I the O? You're the X, dude.
Yeah, what I love even more is it's like a chess game.
Right.
It really is. They didn't like what the lineup looked like, so you call a timeout. Huge situation.
Right.
So right now, Marauders have the lead by just 2 points. So a field goal would give Blue Ridge the lead by 1.
Right.
But twice now, we've seen them line up to go for it.
Right.
So I think they're feeling eager, and of course, if they don't get it, it gives the Marauders a really long field to go.
Right.
But see what Coach Hathcock has up his sleeve here.
Whew, this is a huge play. See what kind of formation they come out in. See if they come out in a power formation again. They do come out in a power formation to the right. Let's see how Mingus reacts with it. Quarterback under center. They hand it off, and Mingus comes out. They went with a diversion run, and it looked like Grijalva came in, was not fooled at all, and a loss of 1 on the play, and Mingus will take over at their own 5.
Yeah, that was a great defensive stand by the Marauders. That's how you defend your end zone. And boy, I mean, I feel like the Marauders had the advantage there. They had a few plays lined up, and everybody was ready to just go, and that's all they did. They penetrated the backfield and took them down.
They showed power right and ran to the left. So they ran away from their blocks. They tried to get tricky out there. Mingus Marauders under center, fumbles the ball, and we're going to see if Mingus gets it back. And Stokes dives on it.
Phew, looks like it.
I got a fumble recovered by
you got a little sweat on your forehead. Let me wipe that. And good job, Stokes, on just falling on that ball.
I'm starting to sweat blood, man.
Ball safety is number one right here. Even if you can't march down the field, right, and get first downs, at least give yourself some room to punt it.
Last snap was high, too. The Mingus Marauders run out of their end zone, trying to bounce out to the outside is Brulin. Brulin has got a lane down the line, and he is at the 40. He is at the 50. It is a foot race. He's at the 40. They're going to catch him at the 30, and he fumbles out of bounds, but at the 25-yard line, and he's hurting. He is hurting.
Oh, he's cramping. He's cramping hard. He's cramping really hard, so hopefully he's going to be all right. He's got his Marauders right there to stretch him out. What a run by Brulin. Only player on the field able to catch him, Simmons. And
he's the fastest player on the field.
Yeah, legit. And Brulin, what a nice job getting to the edge. And how about the play calling? Nice job, Coach Montebias, keeping it simple, running his sweeps to the outside, and that time it pays off big time.
He gets down to the 26-yard line. So from the 4.
And they try to lift him up, and he says, nope, I'm not ready yet. I need to go back down.
Oh, jeez. 70-yard run by Brulin. That is the biggest play from the line of scrimmage for the Mingus Marauders. And that means that with that, Brulin is over 100 yards on the game. And he gets up, but he is limping bad.
That's Brulin.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to take a play or a couple plays out and get some electrolytes in so he stops cramping there. He looks like he's in a lot of pain, and it's definitely that calf. As at the end of his run, you could see him immediately point and start to kind of flail his leg up in the air. That's the good old signs of cramps.
Well, Grijalva ended up being the first back of the 23 season. Nice to see that he's going off on his own now. Grijalva ended up the first back of the 23 season with a 100-yard gain. He had 101, then with that 70-yard run, now Brulin's got 107 yards on the game, so 2 100-yard rushers. And Mingus trying to extend the lead at the 26-yard line, 1st and 10, and the pitch goes to the outside. Senna trying to get around the corner and tackled high and tackled behind the line of scrimmage, and he'll lose about 4.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets come off the edge there very nicely from the short side here, able to get all the way across and catch Senna on that pitch. Pitches are a little bit slow evolving. Nonetheless, Senna's pretty quick, so that's a good job by the Yellow Jackets.
2nd and 14 for the Mingus Marauders. Under 40 seconds left to go in quarter number 3. Out of the shotgun is Stokes, and the ball is on the turf once again, and I think the Yellow Jackets had it. High snap, didn't get his hands on it, and it's going to be another turnover for the Mingus Marauders.
That turnover comes after, a great drive, a great offensive drive, moving the ball downfield. Granted, it was, a big chunk play, but got to be careful. Ball safety number 1 here in a close game up in the White Mountains. 23 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And man, do we have a good football game. It is Mingus 21, Blue Ridge 19. And boy, just the turnover bug getting us there, giving Blue Ridge the ball back. And the good thing is the Brulin play happened right before this. So at least Blue Ridge is not down deep in Marauder territory. They still have to drive the field. Nonetheless, you hate to see the Marauders cough up the ball and give Blue Ridge a chance to go down and tie it or get the lead.
They bring their offense back on. Brulin steps back, looks to throw, throws Simmons up underneath, and he has got a screen. And it's going to work for about 10. And a first down. They get past or at the 40-yard line.
That's to Simmons again. The Marauders definitely key in on Simmons. He's definitely the favorited wide receiver out here for the Yellow Jackets.
He's the fastest kid on the field right now, I'll tell you that. 3 receivers to the left-hand side, and now a whistle.
At the end of the third, Yellow Jackets.
And that'll be the end of the third quarter. Zeros on the board except for the score. 21-19 at the end of 3. They're going to switch sides. We'll come back for the 4:48, a 2-point lead by the Mingus Marauders after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare over 150 different insurance companies for home, auto, commercial, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance in Cottonwood.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
And back here at Blue Ridge as we get underway. Ball sits at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. There's the snap. Berlin's back, looks downfield, has time, throws it downfield, has a man, and it is tipped away. 2 receivers in the same exact area out there. I'm not exactly sure if that's what the plan was, but 2 people running post right next to each other, which means that you bring the defense with you.
Oh, that was a little scary there. Simmons had that bobbled ball, and boy, no one was going to catch him if he caught that thing at the end of it. So Marauders getting a little bit lucky there.
First play of the 4th quarter is a long attempt, 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line, their own 40-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. Set it up, 1 receiver to the top, 2 receivers to the bottom. And there is a flag and a delay of game. Holy cow. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have just now experienced the 2nd penalty against Lakeside Blue Ridge in this game.
Game call against the Yellow Jackets.
Mingus has got 13 penalties.
What's interesting is they have the play clock right on the field.
They do.
Not too common, but it's down there, and obviously Berlin didn't quite catch it in time. 2
penalties for 11 yards out there for Lakeside Blue Ridge. Berlin takes the snap, looks to throw, throws downfield, has a man, and Leckington cuts up underneath it. Thought he should have gotten it. Great man-on-man coverage out there.
Yep, wonderful job by the secondary. And Max Leckington, no need to put your hands on your helmet. That's a great play. You always want to play to bat the ball down, and that's exactly what happened there.
3rd and 15, and the Yellow Jackets playing for broke out here. Going to the pass game. 1 back in the backfield. That'll be Barton with Berlin. Berlin takes the snap, steps back. A decent rush. They go one-on-one downfield, and that one was just not going to happen. Simmons pushed Machado to try to get him out of the way as he was trying to cut back up underneath, and any contact there was incidental. So that's going to bring up 4th and 15, and Mingus stays off the aerial attack and has a chance at a return. Now, of course, Berlin, your normal returner, is not out there as he has still been cramping up. So it's going to be a punt, and the punt goes downfield. It'll hit and take no bounce whatsoever. Man, I wish I could get my golf ball to do that. It'll die right at the 44-yard line. Man, somebody needs to replace the divot out there.
Seriously, that's a nice punt for the Marauders there. I was going to call it a Marauder bounce, but you're right. That just kind of stuck to the dirt.
Yeah. I mean, it was like it caught the only mud puddle on the field. It rained in that spot.
And not too far of a punt either. So the Marauders got a great chance to, again, eat some clock, have some good plays, and march downfield. And most important thing here is to eat this clock up.
44-yard line. I think more points would be the best thing. 11:41 left to go in the fourth quarter. Mingus under center. Takes the snap, and Stokes is going to carry it himself. He'll cut back up underneath and pick up about 3 or 4.
Stokes with a gain of 4.
That's going to be a very bread and butter play for the Marauders right there. Good job, Stokes, lowering his shoulder and getting the yards needed to just keep the Marauders moving downfield. And of course, we're going to see the Marauders huddle up here. They're going to no rush to get to that line of scrimmage with a 2-point lead and some successful offensive series. I mean, they got to have confidence down there, and they can definitely move this ball.
2nd and 7. Stokes back up under center. Takes the snap, hands it to the second back. That's going to be Senna. Senna has a lane, and will get close to the first down out there. Across the 50, down to the Lakeside Blue Ridge 47-yard line.
Oh, really close. Yeah, really close on that one. That makes for obviously a very, very manageable third down, as earlier in the game we saw Stokes take a quarterback sneak for 2 or 3 yards behind his line of scrimmage.
3rd and 1. Mingus in a wing formation. Stokes under center. And all sorts of movement. The right side of the line moves very quickly, and that's going to cost the Mingus Marauders 5.
Yeah, too quick of a start, but boy, was it a good push off the line. Couple Yellow Jackets.
Well, of course, it helps when the other team doesn't move.
It's going to be 5 yards.
Yeah, that's true. They're going to hope for that one, but you got to wait for that ball to be snapped, so they're going to make sure they get the right count.
13 penalties against the Mingus Marauders. 97 yards of penalties. Now it moves to 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 6 out there. Trying to get Felix over to the other side as the X. Get him set up. There's the snap, and Stokes looks to throw. Has some time, and then will get eaten up and sacked. So that'll be the first sack against Stokes here in this game, and he'll lose 4, and it'll bring up 4th and 9 as Mingus gets pushed back to their side of the field.
Yeah, just nowhere to go. Pocket collapsed on that, and Raines just kind of tucks it. Tries to get upfield, but not doing their Yellow Jackets line of scrimmage. Holding strong.
4th and 9, Choke comes out. Mingus is set up for a punt formation. See if we can get a good snap this time. There's a snap. It is a good snap. A punt is off, and Stokes will get it to bounce. Picked up on the run by Simmons. Simmons coming to the near side, and just absolutely inundated by Latham. At about the 42-yard lines, I am glad to see Simmons get back up. He was hit hard.
Oh my goodness, Latham left the ground on that tackle. That was a huge hit. I really feel like the breath was just taken out of the home crowd here. And Latham, way to get on top of the
How
running.
Dangerous to pick that one up, though.
Wow, and I feel like Latham got a little bit lucky. You have to when you jump in the air like that to make the tackle.
Yes. Simmons gives his team pretty darn decent field position as they'll start at their own 42-yard line. They get back to what was about the first down marker for the Mingus Marauders. Berlin will hand this one off, and they have a lane. Bouncing to the outside and then getting caught and driven back by Calandra, but a good gain. They're going to give him tremendous progress all the way up to the 49-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 7.
Yeah, that is a lot of progress. And also out there, Xavier Thompson helping in on that tackle.
Berlin will take it and hand it off, coming to the near side once again. This time, Mingus will cover it better. A short gain of 1. And bouncing up with the ball is going to be Harris. Harris on the run.
Carlo Harris stopped by Leckington.
And we definitely have just a good chess battle, good football game here overall. Fourth quarter, two-point game.
8:23 left to go. 3rd and 2 just on the Mingus Marauder side of the field. They do hand it off, and running for the first down, getting punished for it is going to be Barton. Barton will pick up 4. He immediately pops up and looks at the line markers and says, "Did I make it?"
Lathan on the
yeah, and that's a big relief for the Yellow Jackets. They're going to move the chains. And this drive here, a lot of rushing, so this is eating the clock a little bit.
22 carries for Barton out there. They send one receiver to the top. He's got man-on-man coverage with Machado. 7-7 is the battle up there. Berlin in the backfield and puts a man in motion, and they will hand it off up the middle. Mingus will eat it up. Coming up like a rocket is Calandra, but they still give him 2 yards of forward gain.
Man, get you some, Eli. Man, that was a great read. From the linebacker position, Eli was the only one. He was not fooled at all on that play.
2nd and 8. The Yellow Jackets have the ball at the Mingus Marauder 43-ish yard line. Simmons is in the slot position this time. Berlin out of shotgun takes it, fakes the handoff, throws it across the field, has his man. Nobody's going to catch Simmons. Simmons is in for the touchdown. 43 yards and the touchdown out there by Simmons on the crossing pattern.
Yeah, what a bullet delivered by Berlin, and got to be careful. All those attempts to Simmons, one of them's going to connect.
25.
That's the one.
21, 7 minutes left in the game.
Boy, on a huge passing play, that gives Blue Ridge
and the crowd's
lead.
waking up.
Simmons has 117 receiving yards here in the game. And we wait until the 4th quarter to score again. How about that? 7:05 left to go. Mingus finds themselves down to the Yellow Jackets now.
And going for 2.
And Berlin will step back, pass, and it's tipped up and then caught by the second man. So catching the tipped pass is Matt Symington for the 2-point conversion to make it 27-21 over the Mingus Marauders. We're going to take a break here. Mingus will take the kickoff, and when we return to Lakeside Blue Ridge after this.
30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Mingus has some work to do as they find themselves down now 27-21. Plenty of time left in the 4th quarter, 7 minutes. Mingus has 2 men back. It looks like Brulin's back in the game for the Mingus Marauders. Machado's the other deep man for Mingus. Brulin sits at the 15-yard line, and there's going to be the kick. It is going to come down to Machado. He'll take it at the 15-yard line, looking for a lane, bounces to the outside, gets a block, gets to the outside, and will sprint up to about close to the 40-yard line, knocked down at about the 39-yard line, so a pretty decent return out there for the Mingus Marauders. However, plenty of green grass that they got to get to. Mingus has not scored in quite a while, and in fact, let's check it out and see.
It's the first quarter at least, and that's the Marauders got to put something together here. This is gut check time. I mean, this is absolutely gut check time. You need to answer Blue Ridge. I mean, it took Blue Ridge all 3 quarters to get all their points, and they've climbed back into this and gotten themselves the lead. So if you're the Marauders, going down right here and scoring would solidify, like, hey, you know, we're not here to lose this game. So Marauders, big opportunity for them here.
Felix and Senna, near side receivers for the Mingus Marauders. Stokes out of shotgun, takes it, takes the snap, has a little bit of time. There's a flag in the backfield once again. Stokes scrambles forward to avoid the sack, picks up 1, but they throw the flag all the way back at the 35-yard line, and it's going to be a hold against the Mingus Marauders. So they're going to mark it from the spot of the foul. That's going to make it an expensive. Oh, interesting. I don't know why they stopped there. But they go 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage, even though the foul was well behind the line of scrimmage. 14 penalties against the Mingus Marauders. They are racking them up, 107 yards of penalties.
It's a penalty plague right now.
Same formation, spread formation out there for Stokes and the Marauders. 1st and 20 now. There it is. They hand it off. Gravala tripped up, but he will gain 4.
We're all over the game about 4.
Yeah, that's just that bread and butter play for the Marauders. Rain's just going to hand that off to Grijalva. And it's really, for the Marauders offense, it's time to just crisp up, execute well. Can't take any more penalties. I mean, you're already behind the sticks, if you will, but we have seen the Marauders get these plays back and more, so.
2nd and 16 now as the Marauders come back to the line. Stokes is under center, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, has some time to throw, throws the ball downfield, and it will be a little bit too far in front of Felix.
Felix overthrown.
Yeah, nice try there by Rains. That's a hard throw to make, especially Rains, a junior quarterback in high school, and throwing that one on the run on his back foot. So that's going to be a tough one to make, and he just overthrows Felix by maybe just a foot or two.
3rd and 16 now. The pass stops the clock with 5:57 left to go. A 6-point lead now for the Yellow Jackets. Spread formation for the Mingus Marauders. Stokes looks to throw, avoids a would-be sack, then looks to run, and will get back toward the original line of scrimmage and bring up 4th down. He'll gain probably another 4, depending on where they mark him out.
You know, Rains has a very tenacious run.
They mark him out after 1.
Standing if we got last call, you want to run down there.
Rain's tenacity running that football as a quarterback reminds me a lot of Tony Vaca. And I used to play center for Tony. Tony used to just take that ball and run right into the defender. Like, where are you going? He's just trying to lay a big hit out there.
So Mingus set up to punt. The dangerous Simmons is back there again. A good snap this time. The punt is going to drive Simmons back. It's going to take a bounce, and it'll stop at about the 20-yard line, and he touched it, and he goes to pick it up, and then he picks it up once again, and the Mingus Marauders miss the tackles. He's at the 30, he's at the 40, and then he gets finally tackled by Grijalva, but a flag comes in at the 30-yard line, the 40-yard line. There's litter everywhere.
Flags all over the place.
We got flags.
Man, what a return. Man, Simmons
what
got
a dangerous return.
Yeah.
He tried to pick that thing up and then fumbled it and ran by it, and the Mingus Marauders had a chance to pick that up at the 20-yard line. And then somehow got it and then returned it. Personal foul, head-to-head contact, and it's going to go against the Blue Ridge squad. And that's going to be the first sizable penalty. It's going to bring the ball back to the 15-yard line. Only the third penalty for the home squad.
15 yards, going to be 1st and 10. Yellow
boy, does that benefit the Marauders here. Big 4th quarter, 5 minutes left here to go in the game, and it's time to come up with a huge stop. Get your offense the ball back.
So the question is whether or not the Mingus Marauders can stop the run game here for Blue Ridge, or if they're going to just keep throwing the ball to Simmons. Shotgun formation once again for Berlin. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks to throw, and he will get in trouble and sacked out there by the Mingus Marauders. Getting in is going to be Hernandez with the sack, and that is going to be the first sack for the Mingus Marauders, and it's going to be a 5-yard sack.
It'll be 2nd and 5.
Also, Bowers getting in there too. Nice job, Clay. Yeah, defensive line just overall, that was a great job of not letting Berlin have any time back there.
Covered sack. He chose not to throw the ball downfield. It was well covered by the Marauders.
Looks like Felix over the top of Simmons now, and I think that was who's the play before, so good coverage there.
Late man coming in out
this
here.
Is going to be a delay of game for sure. Unless a timeout.
Timeout taken.
Yeah, timeout is taken. We're going to take a break with them. 4:17 left to go. 6-point game. Lakeside Blue Ridge winning so far 27-21 over the Marauders. We're back after this.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
back here at the home of the Yellow Jackets. It is 2nd and about 16 out there. 4:17 left to go. The Mingus Marauders led in the first quarter, led at halftime by 2 points. Blue Ridge has come back to take the lead here in the second half, 27-21. Mingus is playing defense right now. The ball sits inside of the 10-yard line at the 9-yard line.
And good chance for a storybook ending here, Jackie. If the Marauders can get a big stop and get in the end zone, it's making for quite the game.
All right, Blue Ridge, let's let them hear you.
Tight formation out there, and they bring the receiver to the near side. Double wing formation, and they will do a reverse coming the opposite direction as they get the ball in the hands of Simmons, and Simmons gets it out to the 20-yard line. He'll pick up 10 before he is violently tackled out there.
Yeah, Marauders defense doing a great job on that play, laying big hits out there on the tackle, and give credit to the Yellow Jackets. Martin and Simmons hopping right back up after a lot of big hits out here.
3rd and manageable, 3rd and 5 now. 2 receivers to the top. Empty backfield here for Berlin. See if the Mingus Marauders come after him. There's the snap. Latham comes. They throw it quickly. It goes to Simmons. He dives, and he will have the first down across the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and that's just an outstanding play call. I mean, Simmons and Coach Hathcock know exactly where they need to get to for that first down, and Simmons just takes 2 steps, waits for the ball, and then dives for the first down.
1st and 10 now from the 26-yard line. Clock becoming an issue. The Yellow Jackets out of timeouts. Mingus still has, I think, 2, maybe 3. 3:24 left to go in the game. Lots of motion. And here go the Yellow Jackets. They do run the ball, and up the middle goes Barton. Barton will pick up a good gain out to about 5. He'll get across the 30 down to the 32.
Stop by Calandra.
And Eli Calandra on the tackle there. Eli's been all over the place tonight for the Marauders. That time got swung around by Barton. Just Barton, a shorter running back, but a lot of leg power there.
Officially 5 on the play, and they will hand it off to Barton once again. Barton finds a way through the hole, picks up a first down, gets across the 40, out to the 41-yard line, and back-to-back first downs as Lakeside Blue Ridge is moving the ball.
And if you're the Marauders, it's coming up on gut check time. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left, and the clock is ticking because a rushing attack by the Yellow Jackets.
We have a timeout on the field with the Mingus Marauders. They're going to talk about trying to get the ball back here as they call a timeout on 1st and 10 with the ball at the 42-yard line. 27-21 the lead. We're going to go ahead and leave it here. So obviously Mingus needs some sort of a turnover, if at all possible, to put themselves into a field position to try to score and win this game. They cannot do it with the kicking game. They got to do it with a touchdown and the extra point to win.
Yeah, good call out, Jackie. You're right. I mean, kicking's not going to get it done here. You absolutely need a stop. And then after that stop, you have got to drive the ball down the field and get in the end zone. And the Marauders have done it. I mean, that first quarter is where we got all of our points. 21 points we scored tonight, all in the first quarter, and man, did we look good. The Marauders were really confident. We had a big lead, 21-6, and Blue Ridge made some great adjustments at halftime and hung in there. And, you know, with a lot of disciplinary penalties, the Marauders kind of shoot themselves in the foot a little bit. Blue Ridge now finds himself on top. Frustrating one right now for the Marauders, but they can come up with a big stop here and get them a chance to win this thing.
Simmons is all the way up to the top. Machado's got him one-on-one. There is the snap, and they will run the ball and run down from behind. A short gain of about 3 is going to be Barton. Barton has run the ball a lot. This young man is going to be tired tomorrow. He's got 106 yards, so it's his third 100-yard game on 26 carries.
And
Lakeside goes.
They lined up in a hurry up.
They did, but they're going to take their time to actually run the play. Berlin is trying to call the Mingus Marauders and get them to jump off sides. 10 seconds on the play clock. They do snap it, and Barton skims his way through the left-hand side. Not happy that he didn't be able to jump cut it from that point. Leckington covers him up. A gain of about another 2, bringing up 3rd and 5. Clock is a huge issue. 1:50 left to go here in quarter number 4, and rolling. A first down here could be near fatal for the Mingus Marauders in this one.
Yep, especially since that clock is continuing to roll down.
Mingus with 2 timeouts left, but they don't have the ball yet. 8 seconds left on the play clock. 7, 6, 5, 4. Berlin takes the snap. They do hand it off. Barton will get stopped at the line. He'll lose one, and that is going to be a timeout for the Mingus Marauders. Their second timeout. We are going to leave it here. Brings up a 4th down, a punting situation, and Mingus has 1:19 left to go and 1 timeout.
Yeah, and here's that storybook finish. Big opportunity for the Marauders defense here. You got to make sure you have a good punt return, right? Can't jump off sides here. Can't give Blue Ridge free yardage. You got to play disciplinary. If you're going to do a punt block, just make sure you get out of the way. You don't want any funky business, really. You want ball safety. Get the ball back is key. So no matter where you get it on the field, just give your offense a chance. And like you said, Marauders still with a timeout, 1:20, 1:19 on the clock. Plenty of time to go down the field and make something happen. We've seen the Marauders, we saw Bruin break a 70-yard run earlier, so we know they're capable of breaking one open.
Right.
It's up to the Marauders offense here, when they get back out there and have a chance to make a great ending here at Blue Ridge.
Well, we have a final on that Bradshaw game. And the victory over Moon Valley, they had a 31-0 lead at halftime.
Pretty demanding.
End up winning that one 38-6 over the Rockets. Grijalva will go back to receive the punt for the Mingus Marauders. He'll set up shop at the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage is the 45-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. There's the punt, and there's a snap, and a flag happens, and we're going to have an illegal procedure against the Yellow Jackets, so they moved. And it has been a flurry of penalties against Lakeside Blue Ridge. Now they're 4th in the game.
That benefits the Marauders greatly. Hey, we'll take them when we get them at the right time.
So now the line of scrimmage is at the 40. Grijalva is backing off the 35. High snap. He'll get the kickoff, and it will roll and go out of bounds somewhere around the 30-yard line. That's where Mingus will take it over. 1:11 to go on the clock and 1 timeout. Mingus has a drive left to see if they can come up with their first victory of the year.
Yeah, true test right here. This is what football's about. This is the best part of the games right here. Just over a minute left. Mingus has got to drive the field if they want to win, but they have a chance. They've put themselves in the driver's seat here.
Mingus brings it out, 2 receivers to the near side. Stokes takes it, has to run, will get sacked.
Still hanging on, he's brought down.
And that's going to hurt.
5-yard sack, and the clock continues to roll under a minute.
There you see the Marauders in hurry up. They are hurrying to get to that line of scrimmage. So we're now under a minute.
Out of shotgun, less than 50 seconds now. Stokes rolls to the near side, looks to throw, puts the ball up, it is tipped, and it goes out of bounds. Stops the clock with 42.6 seconds left to go, and it is now 3rd and 15 from their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, now you're kind of selling out, right? You'd imagine you're going to see a pass here, so if you're a wide receiver right now, you better run a really tight route, because you know Blue Ridge is anticipating a pass.
They dropped 5 defensive backs. They're running a 3-3-5 defensively against the Mingus Marauders. Spread formation. There's the snap, low snap. Stokes will go to his right, looks to throw, throws, has a man. Ralston is tackled inbounds, a 7-yard pass. 30 seconds left to go in the game. And a timeout for the Mingus Marauders. This is going to be the final timeout for the Mingus Marauders. 4th and 10. So they only gave him 5 yards on the pass.
4th and 9.
Wow, and boy, Marauders one more chance here. I mean, their backs are really up against the wall. They're going to have to pull out a miracle here in Blue Ridge if they want to win this thing. Huge 4th down. Well, you know, Blue Ridge is just talking about that coverage. Like you just said, they had 3-3-5. So that means 5 guys are in the back, and all 5 of those guys were standing right at that first down marker. So, I mean, if you can get someone to beat them behind them, and try to go for the end zone here. I mean, obviously, you only have 28 seconds, so even if you get the first down, you don't have much time to get more plays off.
No, I mean, not only do you need to get the first down, but you probably need to get out of bounds too, right?
Exactly.
Here it goes, 4th and a long 9, probably closer to 4th and 10. Shotgun for Stokes. There's the snap. They bring a blitz, throws the ball, and it is caught, but on the ground, a first down. And the clock continues to roll. They will stop the clock while they try to set it. I'm not sure who caught that one out there, but it's going to be a 13-yard gain as they put the ball at the 42-yard line. Under 20 seconds, and this time Stokes will down the ball to stop the clock.
And they're going to have to put a few more seconds on the clock. Rain spiked the ball with probably 17 seconds left, maybe 18, and right now the clock's showing 14, so it's ticking a little bit.
Doesn't look like they're going to make any adjustment. 14.2 seconds left to go. The Mingus Marauders are trailing by a score of 27-21. Ralston will bring the play in for the Mingus Marauders. 2nd and 10 from the 42-yard line. And
19 seconds left.
19 seconds, so they are going to put time back on. Yeah, that's crucial seconds right there.
We put 64 hours back on the clock.
We'll take it.
We will be here broadcasting for a long time. 19 seconds left to go in this one, and Mingus is first and about 58 yards. First and goal from their own 42-yard line, so to speak. There's the snap, empty backfield. Stokes throws the ball downfield, has a man, it's going to be Grijalva, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
Oh my God! It's a miracle in Blue Ridge. Grijalva with the best catch I've possibly seen at a high school football game, and a better throw from Rains. And with 8 seconds, Blue Ridge is in disbelief. And the Marauders, it's chest bump city over there.
The score is tied now, 27-27. The extra point is all the difference in the world at this point. 58-yard touchdown pass.
My gosh.
As Grijalva gets behind the defense, and literally Stokes drops it into the breadbasket for the touchdown.
Wow. I am just truly speechless. Truly speechless. The Marauders have earned that touchdown with just the perfect play. Rains with an absolute perfect throw. Grijalva with a perfect route, perfect catch. Everything has to be perfect to score on that play.
The extra point, if the extra point is perfect, then it is perfect, and we get a flag. And we get motion.
Late setting on that.
Yeah, actually they call it delay a game, not a motion. So that's going to make the extra point even harder.
Boy, at least you get a chance to kick it. I'm still shaking in my britches here, Jackie. I hope you got your medication with you for your blood pressure.
8.6 seconds left to go in this one. There's the snap, and then we have another flag. The kick would have been up and good.
Another flag.
And we have an encroachment penalty that they called the encroachment penalty after the kick was up and good, and that's going to move the ball back forward. But unfortunately, you got to kick it again, and you don't get the extra point.
Yeah, plays dead, and boy, Hernandez, he's Chomping at the bit here, chance to win the football game on just an absolute miracle. I mean, what we've seen tonight was a miracle. That was just a perfect play put together by Raines and that Marauder offense. And here we go, Hernandez with a chance to win it.
Here it is, Hernandez, set to kick. There's a snap, high snap, brought down, the kick is up, and the kick is good! Hernandez, the big guy, coming in clutch, giving the Marauders a 1-point edge, and it's chest bump city over there. Wow. Wow. Just wow, speechless. Speechless that Marauders scored all their points in the first quarter and come back to take the lead with 8 seconds left in this game. 8.6. So obviously, the kickoff here, one would consider that you probably don't want a run back. One would consider kicking the ball out of bounds. Right on the ground, but kicking it out of bounds. So that you take a couple of seconds off, and then can you quadruple cover Simmons?
I mean, you have to. You got to play quite a few safeties. Like Blue Ridge just had 5 guys deep, and that's, you know, you got to play it even deeper. Obviously, as Marauders able to come through clutch. This has been quite a game, and again, a storybook Cinderella finish here for the Marauders. They can close it out.
If they can close it out, there is still 8.2 seconds left to go in this game. Stokes approaches the ball, and he is going to kick the ground ball, and it's going to take a high hop. It is returnable by the squad from Lakeside Blue Ridge, and he's going to run it back. 3.3 seconds left to go in the game. The run back by number 23, Matt Symington, and he will get the ball out to the 33-yard line. So it's going to be first and goal, first and 67 yards for the Yellow Jackets.
So safe to say, we're going to see Simmons run a streak here. I'd be willing to put all the chips in on. We're going to see Simmons run towards that end zone, and man, it's Hail Mary time, but you can't ever say never because the Marauders just literally did this. So,
oh no, absolutely.
Incredible football game here.
2 weeks from now.
Mingus definitely has to play some defense here. With 3.3 seconds, I want to remind everybody the game cannot end on a defensive penalty. Where's Simmons? They're going to put Simmons in the slot. And they're going to just back off. They're playing at the 50-yard line. They're giving him a 20-yard cushion. Berlin takes it, and they're going to throw it out to Simmons. Simmons will get it, but he throws the ball downfield to an open receiver who catches it and is tackled at the 18-yard line, but the penalty flag because they threw the ball forward and then they threw the ball downfield from that point. You have to throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage, but a great reception out there.
My heart is fluttering. How are you doing right now?
I'm good because I was wondering whether or not they were going to call that because Berlin threw the ball across the line of scrimmage to the receiver who then threw the ball, but they're going to decline the penalty.
That's going
to be the game. So it'll end on a great passing play downfield. However, the Mingus Marauders will get their first victory of the year, a score of 28-27 as they come from behind and beat Blue Ridge for the first time in the last 8 seconds of the game. We're going to take a break and get into our post-game show coming up right after this.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
Back here at Blue Ridge High School, the finish of the century is definitely what has happened here. The Mingus Marauders take the lead with 8.6 seconds left and win by a score of 28-27. We're going to go through the scoring plays. Blue Ridge actually scored first, 8:15 left to go in the first quarter, a 1-yard run by Breeze. That was after the Mingus Marauders gave up the ball at their own 11-yard line. Still first quarter action, 5:15 left to go, a 4-yard keeper by Stokes, his first touchdown of the 23 season. The extra point by Hernandez was good. How important was that? We will find out later. Mingus took a lead 7-6. By the way, how important was it that Mingus had a penalty but stopped the 2-point conversion on the first touchdown? Because now, a 1-point game, every point made a difference, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this will be one for the history books that we'll look back and all those, like, close calls.
Oh, I know. Still first quarter action, 2.5 minutes left to go. A 32-yard interception return for a touchdown by Calandra. Hernandez with the extra point was good. He was perfect today. Definitely the difference in the game. Then a 30-yard run by Grijalva with 43.9 seconds left to go still in the first quarter. The extra point was good, and Mingus had extended to a 21-6 lead. 4 interceptions in the game as they were stopping drive after drive with interceptions. But Lakeside Blue Ridge did not give up. They came back in the second quarter, 10:42 left to go. A 20-yard toss. Berlin finds Simmons, and the extra point was blocked. How important was that?
Clutch. Absolutely clutch.
Absolutely. Didn't know it was going to be clutch, but it was 21-12 at that particular point. 1:53 left to go. A 1-yard run by Barton for the touchdown, and the extra point by James was good, and at halftime, it was 21-19. Did not score. Nobody scored in the third quarter. And then a fourth quarter action. A 43-yard pass, Berlin to Simmons. And the 2-point conversion goes Berlin to Symington off Simmons with the tip drill. And a 27-21 lead. And then they were eating clock. Mingus finally got the ball back with the forced punt. And then with 8.6 seconds left, the most beautiful pass downfield, 58 yards, of which probably, I'm going to say 40 yards of that was in the air as it goes Stokes to Grijalva, and the extra point was good by Hernandez, and Mingus comes up with the 28-27 win over Lakeside Blue Ridge, which is absolutely huge.
Yeah, and the Marauders really started the game hot. I mean, 21 points in the first quarter. Marauders looked like they had a chance to kind of stomp Blue Ridge or run away with it. And Blue Ridge fought right back into it to make for quite a ball game. And you always know you're going to get a good ball game coming up to the White Mountains. And boy, were we in for one tonight. Blue Ridge homecoming spoiled here by the Marauders with a miracle. I mean, that's an 8-second left on the clock miracle right there. And if you tried that play another 100 times, you may not get it. I mean, that was a perfect throw by Rains and Mikey with a perfect route, and those guys executed perfectly exactly when they needed to, and those young men deserve a great celebration tonight, as we saw when they were getting their Coach Montebaya's speech. It was chest bump city down there, and very enlightened and well deserved. That's an exciting ending to the game, and those guys, just like us, will never forget how this one ended.
Well, it's gonna make the 4.5-hour drive home so much better, right?
Oh yeah.
We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna go through individual stats, and then we're gonna have to try to get on the road ourselves. We'll return to Lakeside Blue Ridge after this.
The right vehicles, the right people, the right price. Make Jones Ford of Verde Valley the right place to buy. Choose from our new in-stock Ford selection or custom order just the way you want it. Buy pre-owned with peace of mind with Jones Ford's lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. Plus, drive a little, save a lot. Jones Ford is your tax advantage destination. So for the right vehicles at the right price, make the right choice. Jones Ford Verde Valley, family owned and operated for over half a century. Just off I-17 in Camp Verde.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services throughout Yavapai County and Flagstaff. Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at goettlshdm.com. Providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get Gettle's and go Marauders. Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
And back here at Blue Ridge High School, as the Yellow Jackets still on the field, getting interviews out there, and we're so close to winning their homecoming game against the Mingus Marauders. Mingus stole it away from them with less than 8 seconds left to go.
Yeah, seriously. Stealing away is a great way to put it. I mean, just a miracle throw at the end, and Rains and the Marauders are going to have a lot to celebrate on the bus ride home. We said that's going to make the bus ride home a lot better than a loss, and the loss would have been real hurtful because we had such a good lead in the beginning of this game, and I felt like the Marauders offense did well all game long, and so it's nice to see them finally get some justification at the end there with just an absolute perfect play, and what a wrap to the night here.
Taking a look at some of the stats here for Lakeside Blue Ridge. Unofficially on the ground, 136 yards. 107 of those came from Barton, on 28 carries and a touchdown. Berlin, as the sophomore here, had a streak in the first half. He had actually gave up 4 interceptions, but came back with 2 touchdown passes during the course of the game, both to Simmons in the game. Simmons ends up with 123 yards on 8 catches and 2 touchdowns. Berlin ends up 10 for 23 and has 137 yards in the game. 4 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. It's his first interceptions thrown during the 2023 season. Rain Stokes here tonight ends up with 82 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 completions during the course of the game, 4 for 13, 82 yards, 1 touchdown, and of course the miracle touchdown. No interceptions thrown here today. The Mingus Marauders end up with 107 yards of penalties, 14 penalties in the game. Wow. Ouch, that one is tough. 2 100-yard backs for the Mingus Marauders here tonight as they end up with 243 yards on the ground. Grijalva did it first, ends up with 11 carries and 105 yards and a touchdown. Bruland ends up with 9 carries, 113 yards, including a 70-yard breakaway. And Stokes on the ground ends up with 19 carries for 20 yards. That includes all of his sacks and that high snap. And of course, Grijalva, the number 1 receiver for the Mingus Marauders, the 1 reception for 58 yards and the touchdown. And Rolston had a couple of receptions for 19 yards out here tonight for the Mingus Marauders. Once again, Mingus victorious by 1, an extra point, a Hernandez extra point. Well, actually kicked 4 of them, so any of them were the game difference, right?
Yeah, that's amazing. What a night to be perfect kicking the ball. And ironically enough, Blue Ridge was the team that was perfect on extra points coming into tonight. And Hernandez took a playbook right out of their playbook and said, I'm the kick perfect. And like you said, you never know when that point's going to come in clutch. And there it was. I mean, you could call it on one of the penalties or one of the extra points being blocked, but man, all the dominoes fell into place for the Marauders tonight for literally a miracle storybook ending as they spoil homecoming for Blue Ridge.
Yep. Yeah, Mingus actually needed the 7 domino, the double 7.
Yeah.
I don't think they make one of those. That's what they needed, and they got it. So that is absolutely impressive. So next week at the Cave, as Copper Canyon comes to town. That's a lot of C's, right?
Yeah, Copper Canyon. That's a lot of syllables.
Hey, that's true. 1-1 going into tonight. So the Mingus Marauders will take their victory home and actually have an opportunity next week to tie up their season 2-2 on the season as we rapidly approach Grand Canyon region play. So we'll see how that goes for the Mingus Marauders. And want to thank Sushila and Zach and Rainey for all their camera work out here today. Kyle Ward, our producer, Nick Yatsinko, my partner on the road here coming up to the Lakeside Blue Ridge area. And to everybody, we're going to wish a victorious and wonderful night, everybody.
This has been the post-game report brought to you by Gettles High Desert Mechanical Heating, AC, and Plumbing Specialist online at GettlesHDM.com.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services throughout Yavapai County and Flagstaff. Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GOETTLSHDM.com. Providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get Gettles and go Marauders.
This has been a presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting Sports. Any rebroadcast or use of this broadcast without written permission from Mingus Union High School or Yavapai Broadcasting is expressly prohibited. Tonight's Mingus Marauder game has been sponsored in part by Jones Ford Verde Valley, Arizona's best since 1970. State Farm Insurance Agent Jennifer Griffin. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs. Rock Zoo Screen Printing, where clothing comes to rock. Longfellow Excavating, we dig your ideas. Northern Arizona Healthcare Orthopedic and Spine Institutes, Mingus Marauder Football is also brought to you by these fine businesses. Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros. More miles for your money. Larry Green Chevrolet, the people place. All Price Insurance. Get your quote. Gettles High Desert Mechanical. Don't settle. Get Gettles. Tiffany Construction. A reputation for exceptional service and an unwavering commitment to quality. D-Best Plumbing. They believe in getting it right the first time. Sun Country Custom Woodworks, serving all of northern Arizona with commercial and residential custom cabinets. And Yavapai College. You can, we can, together. Stay tuned for the next Mingus football game on KYBC AM 1600 and 96.3 FM. Or go to the Verde Valley TV channel on YouTube to watch this and other Mingus games on demand.